Oh, baby, let's go.
Yeah, I'm still showing waiting on my end.
Yeah, we ready? Okay, LDBC. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison with American Eric Sports, and also our special guest, Anissa Haddaoui. And this is your boy. Oh, you waiting? Well, yeah, well, yeah. Uh oh. Hold on, Eric. Echo. Let me get the
Not
echo
me.
out. There
Not
we
me.
go. It was me this time. It's always me. I get blamed for everything around here.
It's Coach. I'm just playing.
But we're live on we're on Coach Shelton Harrison channel, but this is the Amazing Eric and Coach Shelton Harrison podcast. And guys, we're here today. We got Anissa Haddaoui, and we're gonna talk some fights with y'all today.
That is awesome. I just want to say what's up to the family. I know here in America, our guest calls it America. We won't embarrass her like that though. We'll keep that off camera. We won't put that out live. But all you guys, go wake everybody up. I know it's early. Go wake everybody up. Go tell everybody to get up. We have Anissa Haddaoui here. You guys got to go wake everybody up. You guys got involved in this. If you have questions, post your questions over on the right. We will try to get to all you guys' questions. If we don't get to a question, maybe post it twice if you haven't heard it. Good morning. What's up to everybody? Anissa, how are you this morning?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Afternoon for you. I'm sorry. Afternoon for you. I apologize.
Afternoon, yeah. Still good.
Yeah, still good, right?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Now,
How are you?
Great.
Now, Nisa, you got probably one of your biggest fans and probably the biggest kickboxing fan that I know who's always educated me. We got OG Nakmeezy in the room, okay? And he is definitely he's going to ask you some good kickboxing. Like he does it. He still trains. He's 41. And this guy still goes in there and he's beating people up. I've seen this guy, and he lives over in the Netherlands. So he's a fighter as well. Well, no, he doesn't fight anymore, but he's training his son to be a good fighter. But yeah, he's going to ask you some great questions. I know he is.
Okay.
But
let's OG, you can't freeze up on us now because see, Coach gave you that good intro. So you got to ask some good questions. He just pumped you up now. So we need some good quality questions coming from you. Don't be like, So anyway, I'm just messing with him. Go ahead, Coach. Get us started.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start it out, Anissa, because Eric doesn't know a lot about you. You know, he's researched you, and I know you researched him because, you do everything. You're thorough. Eric wants to know, definitely, about your background. How did you get started? What made you go into this? I mean, I know this, but you got to treat Eric to what I heard because what I heard was great. So, what got you into this?
It happened when I was 12 years old, and at the age of 10, we moved from the city, from Amsterdam, to a little village, and I was looking for a new sport. Before I did gymnastics, and when we moved to the village, there was not a very good gymnastic gym. Actually, there was like a little small gym. So I was decided to do another sport, and then my stepdad told me, why don't you try kickboxing? So I said, yeah, why not? And I tried it, and I never stopped. So it became a little bit natural because a year later I was doing my first match, and I was I liked it very much, so I wanted to do more. So now we're here.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to ask you this really quick because a lot of times when you get athletes, when you get top level athletes as yourself here, I wanted to ask you, when you first went into kickboxing, did you like fall in love with it immediately? They say when you find your thing that you're meant to do, the first time you do it, that's where you're supposed to be. Did you feel like that the first time you did it?
Yeah. It was like, right, what you're saying now, right now. That was something I feel inside of me. I was like, okay, this is what I have to do, and then it was like, I don't know. It became a little bit natural to me, actually. And I was always like competitive. How do you say it? Competitive during sports. So always at schools we did sports also, and I was like always I wanted to win always.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Because when you find that thing that you're like meant to do, I always notice that a lot of times when the first time you do it, it's like, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. So did your family automatically take to it when they saw you do it? Were they like, this is what she's supposed to be doing? It everybody and your family take to it, or did you have to like, did they have to work to get used to you, you know, doing the kickboxing thing?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, before they were like, okay, kickboxing. That's not the real sport for women. It's like a man sport,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, they have to get used to it that I was fighting because
Mm-hmm.
they were not always watching my fights
Mm-hmm.
before, but now I'm at the higher level, and sometimes my families are watching, so including nephews and nieces and stuff. So um, yeah, I had to prove myself a little bit, I think. So
Mm-hmm. That's great.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, that you know what? That's wonderful. Like, and I'm kind of hearing this again because stepdad was the one pushing you, but mom was kind of like, no, 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 no. But you got to tell your mom you just helped her move in, mom. So you need to watch your fight this time because
Yeah.
that head
It's
kick you
yeah,
got, it's brutal. You got a brutal head
yeah.
kick. So,
Yeah.
or maybe why don't you tell your mom that your head kick, since it's a man's sport, you can drop a man with that head kick. I mean, just
Yeah.
tell her that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She knows now.
She knows. She knows. Well, I think the beautiful thing about this for me is it so many times, like in this story, you hear that a lot of times with and well, it's not as bad now. It's like it's changing. Fighters like you and all the other great female fighters we have out there are like breaking down that stereotype, breaking down that barrier where people say this is for men to do. This is for men to
Hmm.
do, which is a horrible stereotype, a horrible barrier to have. If anybody sees you or any of these other ladies fight, you'll know that that's crazy once you hear it. I understand that
Hmm.
it's the way people think, but what do
Yeah.
you think as far as like you moving? Do you feel like you are a part of something bigger? Do you feel like you represent females and young ladies coming up under you as a role model? How do you feel about, because you are a role model? How do you feel about that? Do you embrace it? How do you feel about that?
Mm, yeah, that's a very good question actually. Um, yeah, of course, I feel like a role model, and I feel I have to. Yeah, as a kickboxer, as a fighter, you have to improve yourself all the time, but also the people who are watching your fights,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that is something you want to share with everyone, and I think yeah, of course, yeah, they need to know me as a role model
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Because I
because
can
you're
even tell
giving
my.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what's that?
No, no, I want to hear you talk. You answer. I'm being quiet. You go for it.
Okay. No, yeah, yeah. Of course, you wanna put a big good. You wanna put a good performance and present
Mm-hmm.
as a
Like put out a good performance.
as a good fighter. And yeah, for the women, especially for the women, of course, and for the
Mm-hmm.
young girls
Mm-hmm.
who fighting also. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
definitely.
Well, I know you got a question, Coach. What do you have over there? Go for
Of course, I got a question. I always have a question because I could sit back and listen to her tell the story, a bunch of times, and even when I interviewed you, I listened to your story a few times because it's really you've managed to actually do so much. You've done a lot on your own. You've had help. Could you
Yeah, of
explain to the
course.
viewers? Could you explain to our viewers like how difficult it is on a day-to-day basis to to get sponsorships, to train, to do just the things that makes you who you are?
Uh, Without my sponsorships, I couldn't do this.
it.
That's the first thing, and it doesn't mean yeah, of course the women doesn't get that much paid as the men do. So that's something, but I think that's something that never is gonna change. Maybe in I don't know, 100 years or so or something. But if we think like just normal, it's always there's always a difference between men and women. And yeah, I'm very thankful, yeah, of my very thankful for my sponsorships, because I'm able to do like I can do 24 hours doing my sports, because you're an athlete, but you're actually you're 24/7, you're an athlete. So if you're not at the gym, you're still an athlete, so you have to take care about your diet when you're not at the gym. So um and that's something the women fighters need, the sponsorships, because if you want to perform at a high level, yeah, that is something. Yeah, it costs a lot of money, and you need the sponsorships to do what I can do, and yeah, and I hope the money, the fight money for women is gonna how do you say it?
Increase, baby,
Increase, yeah,
multiply,
increase.
grow.
We wanted, we don't. Let me explain this.
Mhm.
Of course, we want to be
Explain.
equal in salary, but at the same time, I know it's not gonna happen. But I want, the only thing what I want and other female fighters want is a little bit more money.
You know what?
Let me explain it like this,
Go
okay?
ahead. Oh,
So
explain this.
Go ahead.
no,
Explain.
I mean, now I'm explaining you. We, it's not the same salary, but it's like, so it's too low for women, so we want a little bit more. That's it. That's the only thing. That's
Well,
what I think.
let me say this, because, and this is, so I'll say it too for you, because you just said it so beautifully. I think it is great that you asked that, and you know, we live in a time to where it's bad that we even have, that you even have to say that. That should just already be happening. But I think one thing you should know: sometimes progress can seem slow, but that it's not happening right now. But the exciting thing is you're like part of this pioneer group almost of women that are totally changing this narrative. And I think that's something that you should be proud of, and all the other great women that are participating and out here killing it. I saw a comment from Wildest Moments where she was like, I hope it doesn't take 100 years, because 100 years, we want you to see some of that money in this.
Yeah,
We don't want it to be 100 years. That's too long. That's too long. So what we need to do, yeah, that's too long. That's too long. I know you have a lot of great training, but I don't think you'll be fighting in 100 years. I don't know. Maybe you will. Maybe you will.
You got such a clean diet, you might.
Yeah, I know that diet is on point and that training is on point. Ooh, 100 years. To see some of this. So it's going to take us speaking up. It's going to take you speaking up. And I think all of the people who listen to this video, we have to speak up, because these women are like pioneering and they're killing it, and you guys absolutely deserve it. So I'm just proud of the work you do and that everybody does. And I think it's great that you come on here and speak up about it. So kudos to you. Props to you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Definite props. Definite props. I mean, Eric, look, man, you talking to somebody who got 43 wins in kickboxing. I mean, look, she got 43 wins. She 26. They got 43 wins. I don't think people wrapping their brain around it too hard.
Say it again, coach. Say it again, coach. They didn't hear you. Say that one more time so they understand. They understand the magnitude of the person that's on this chat right now. Say it again, coach.
43 wins, y'all.
Come on, man. At 26 years old?
How you gonna explain this?
How you gonna explain that?
Hard work and dedication, baby.
That's right.
But the question I wanted to ask you, Eric, and then maybe you can ask her at the same time. Maybe you can throw it back at me. Okay, so with these opportunities, Eric, what do you want to see happen? Like, what do you want to see, let's say, in the next 3 to 4 years for her sport? And then you can kind of turn back around and answer the same question.
I personally would like to see it. I know we talk about it being equal, like Anissa herself spoke about that. I like to be, but I spoke on our podcast with Valentina Shevchenko's manager, Roger, that we had. I told him I don't even want it to be said that they receive the same pay that the men receive. I just want them to receive what they deserve. Stop comparing them to men. Just make them fighters. Just pay them what they deserve. Let's not even say they have to give with the men. They deserve the same thing, of course. So I want it to be equal. I want to see bigger fights here. I know here in America, and we'll get into this, I know here in America, you know, the MMA is getting really big, but I want to see kickboxing get bigger here, you know, because as I went through, and I've seen Anissa fight before, but as I went through and was really watching her for this, I started seeing all these other great fighters and fights that I could get it. So I would like to see that grow here too. So I just want to see it continue to grow and continue to, continue to catch on, and for them, as Anissa said, get that money that they deserve. That's what I want to see. How would you like to see things change in the next, 3, 4, 5 years? Not 100. How would you like to see things change in the next 5 years in this?
You're asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you.
Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah,
was like,
because
okay.
your opinion matters. Okay.
You said 5 years or
Mhm.
3? What do you say?
Let's go 5. Let's go
Okay.
5.
Let's go.
Go 5.
Um, let's go 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm 31. Okay. Interesting.
Pass math class.
Let me say 3 years. Okay.
Okay, do 3 years. So you notice she wants to stay in her 20s. She don't want to go to the 30s. She's like, I want to stay in this 5 be
No,
29.
maybe I'm gonna retire when I'm
Okay, I
31.
hear
You
you.
don't know.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you. That's
You
true.
never know.
That's right.
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see more kickboxing fights in glory.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I'm aiming for,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still coming. So yeah, there's one weight division. So maybe I'm not asking for all the weight divisions because there's not that many women fighters as men. So maybe three weight classes should be
Mm-hmm.
good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, of course, we wanted to see it also in more in America.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we want to do also, so you can reach a bigger group of people.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
um and yeah, and I wanted to say something more. Oh yeah, and the salary, the fight money
Mm-hmm.
should be more,
Mm-hmm.
should be
Yeah.
higher than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe for the women fighters, to get some more sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so maybe if Glory Kickboxing have more events in America, it will be, and more women fighters. Maybe there's some companies that are interested in the kickboxing, women's kickboxing fighters,
Mm-hmm.
so we can get more sponsorships
Well,
and be more focused on fighting than yeah, work besides fighting.
well, I can tell you, with Bellator, you've had a few people that did kickboxing, and one person you fought in bars. You fought bars.
Hmm.
She's with Bellator.
Right.
You have Denise Killholtz. She's with Bellator, and
Hmm.
So what do you think about those opportunities that's opening up in Bellator? And do you think that Bellator will come knocking at your door to actually recruit you and get you on their show?
Mm, yeah, maybe. Who knows? Yeah, there's a possibility, but I won't say they want me or something like that, because it's still yeah, there are not a lot of fighters, women fighters yet. So
Mm-hmm.
they build it up like slowly, I think. That's the same with the MMA female divisions, because they have two,
Mm-hmm.
and they build up the female divisions also like slowly. I think it's more in MMA, in the MMA division, because I don't know, in America they're like more interested in MMA, I think, than in kickboxing. And that's a difference, I think. And in MMA they can make more money out of it, I think, than
Mm-hmm.
kickboxing. So it's still yeah, growing up slowly, I think. But
Well,
I'm
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 gonna
I'm
say,
there. I'm there if they call me to come and fight. So
well, we're gonna
They,
put it out there right now. They're gonna want you. We're gonna say it for you. Don't worry about it.
yeah.
We'll say it for you, Nick. They're gonna call her Bellator. Stop tripping and calling this and get this done. Now that brings me to another question
Scott
that,
Coker. Scott
yeah,
Coker. Come on,
that's
Scott.
right. Call her now. Come on now, Scott. Stop tripping. I mean, that's some American stuff right there. Stop tripping. Anyway, I wanted to ask this because we had Wildest Moments, one of our viewers of the chat right now, ask a question, and we're gonna finally get to a question. I'm sorry it took us that long, Wildest. What is your focus now? You mentioned the MMA and kickboxing thing. Is your main focus? She wanted to know, are you mainly still focused on just kickboxing, or are you focusing on MMA too? What's your focus right
my focus right now is kickboxing.
now?
That's what I good at it. At the moment, I'm yeah, I think I'm on the top right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still uh, wanted to improve my skills. And yeah, I'm still training to to do what I have to do. And yeah, I want to be better. I want to be better every day. So yeah, my main focus is now kickboxing, and yeah, we will see what happens with the MMA. But for now,
Now,
it's kickboxing.
you said there aren't a lot of girls in your division, like there are not a lot of women doing it. How many, roughly, how many would you say is like are in your division that you fight in right now?
Mm, so what do you mean
Like
about the question?
I'm sorry, how many people are competing? And actually, we haven't specified what weight class are you fighting at right now in your kickboxing?
In my kickboxing, I'm fighting between bantamweight 135 until 145.
There you
So in
go. There you
between,
go.
yeah, in between.
Yeah, that's okay. And so, how many women are fighting in that division right now?
Oh, that's a very good question because there are a lot of women fighters between that weight class,
Mm-hmm.
and there are a lot of I don't know. So there are few female fighters who are in the picture and in the
Mm-hmm.
who are in the pound for pound rankings.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of people who are not very famous, so they are
Mm-hmm.
there too. So they're I would say the most the most female fighters are fighting in that weight class in kickboxing. So
Mm-hmm. Now,
there's
coach,
a good group of competition.
that's great. Now, coach, I have one for you because I want to ask you this, and I want to know if you notice the confidence. Because what I really like about Anissa is her dedication to what she has. She's very passionate about it, but I like her confidence too. You notice when she was talking about it, she said there are a lot of women, but I'm the best. She let us know who the best was, and I appreciate that, Anissa. You let us know I'm the best, and I appreciate that. Coach,
Thank
you
you.
have broken down. I like that, but she put it in very subtle. It was like sneaky, but she said it. I'm the best though. But anyway, and then she just got on with the conversation. But she did say she was the best. She wanted us to know I'm the best. I like that.
We
So,
pick.
coach, as you've broken down, because I remember when you first came to me, you started talking to me about Anissa, you had already like really studied her as a fighter. We're gonna ask her how to describe herself as a fighter, but I want to know, coach, because you are very good at this. Tell us what you see in Anissa as a fighter. Give us like the breakdown of the type of fighter you see when you watch her fight.
Okay, all right. Let me see
Yeah.
if I get this right, Anissa. All right. Well, definitely, she's really tough. She's rough and rugged,
Mhm.
but she does come with a very high degree of striking. And what I mean is that she uses intelligent pressure. She does a good job, I think, of cutting off the ring, and she cuts down on the range of motion from for a lot of these fighters. Which that to me, it gives her a lot more opportunities. Also, too, her head kicks, like she's incredibly light and fast, and it's like she can be throwing a combination, and then all of a sudden a head kick comes, or she's really aggressive with the leg kicks. Like Anissa is just aggressive, and it's like no matter how many times you hit her, she's still right there in your face. You could kick her with your hardest shot, boom, she's right back in your face. And that's something that when I watched so many of her fights. I watched about 12 of them before I even
Mhm.
tried to interview her, and she was discouraging these girls, a lot of them, because they're hitting her, and she's coming back, cutting off the ring, and then she's throwing off a combination, boom. Then she'll hit him with a leg kick. Then she'll throw off a combination, boom. Then she'll hit him with a push kick in the gut. It's really fun watching her because she's very entertaining, and also too, she's very good at slipping punches. And I noticed
Mhm.
that because for people in kickboxing, I don't see a lot of kickboxers. As the ones I watch, they don't really slip the punches that well, but I noticed that she can slip a good punch. So those are the things that I picked up on, and her stamina. Damn, this girl has some stamina. Like, and
Yes,
it's
that's
like,
what I noticed.
and
Mhm.
it's like this girl. I was telling her in our interview before that you could probably go 10 rounds and you could still go, climb a mountain, hiking. I mean,
Mhm.
she probably could.
That's yeah, that's why she's not worried about 100 years because she's gonna still be in the shape in 100 years. She's gonna be in good shape then. But
Yeah,
no,
I
that's a
mean,
good breakdown. That's a really good break. And this now you heard Coach talk about your fighting style right there. How do you feel he was close to your fighting style? How would you describe your fighting style? How would you describe yourself as a fighter?
Yeah, he's very close
I
because
told you he's
all
on
the
point now. He's on point.
yeah, actually he's on point. He got it right. Yeah,
Hmm.
of course. Yeah, yeah. I agree. Yeah, I'm cutting off the ring very well. I never back down. So if I get punches, I'm like, okay, I'm absorb them, and then I come back, and then I give you punches back. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm also very good countering.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
the whole taking punches. Well, and this is what I want you to explain and talk about for our viewers. Is that more mental? Is that something that you just have to make up in your mind? I know I'm gonna get punched. I'm not gonna let it discourage me. I'm gonna keep going. Like, did that come naturally to you? Like when you first started kickboxing, did it bother you getting punched, or is it something that you had to work up to because you're really good at it now and not being discouraged? You keep that pressure on. Is that something that came natural, or did you have to work into that?
Yeah, it's something natural. I think you cannot train this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of course, you don't. Nobody likes to get hit.
Oh
So
no. Mm-hmm.
it's um,
But it's part of the sport because you see so many fighters in combat sports and MMA and kickboxing, even in the boxing game. Some people, they can accept it. They know it's going to happen and they react
yeah,
well to it. And some fighters are, they're highly skilled offensively, but when they take a
yeah,
good shot, when they get cracked, they stop fighting. They don't fight the same. And I noticed with you, when you take a good shot, you keep bringing that pressure, and you're one of those fighters that you don't let it throw you off your game. You keep bringing the pressure and you keep applying it. And I agree with you. I do think people are. I think you can work on it in the gym, but I think it's something that has to be kind of born in you that you can take that type of pressure and keep going. So I noticed that too. I think that's great.
yeah. And it's also what are you gonna do after you get hit?
Mm-hmm.
You have to make a solution, because yeah, there's something. Yeah, you're doing something wrong at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Why you get hit? So you have to make for yourself a solution to get not hit again. So
That's right.
that's why I'm coming always back and countering always.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's something. Yeah, maybe it has to do something with being creative during the fights, and solve your problems. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're a thinking fighter. That's another thing that I really wanted to give you props on that I noticed with you is that you are, and you just said it. You said it better than me. You could say any of this better than me, and this is always going to be better coming from you to me. But the one thing that you are is you're a thinking fighter. When you do get hit, I see you, thinking about it, figuring that out. Okay, I got hit right there. Now the next time she does that, I'm gonna slip it and I'm gonna counter it. And I think
Yeah.
that's a talent in top fighters. All top fighters must be able to process and think as it happens right there in the ring. And like you said, you have to make a plan. You don't want to just, even though you can take the punch, you don't want to keep getting hit with the same punch over and
Yeah.
over and
Right.
over again. So
Yeah.
I think that's great. Coach, I know you got something. Come on, man. I can feel you wanting to jump in right here. I'm
Man,
sorry. Go for it, Coach.
yeah, this probably one of my favorite person I've ever interviewed. But I'm telling
Oh,
you, I
she's
mean,
great. She's great.
yeah,
She
I
is
have
great.
so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so well, let me go ahead and acknowledge just OG Nakmeezy. That's the guy I
Mm-hmm.
respect very heavily. He said, "Hey, I hit his name again, Mike's Gym." And you told me about this guy, Mike. You told me I'm trying to find the photographs of Mike because I was trying to put Mike in your interviews, but I did. This guy's like, is he like the Al Heyman of kickboxing? I mean, I'm sitting here like, and oh, wait a minute. You don't know what Al Heyman is? He's a guy. He's a very successful guy that never gets on camera, but
Yeah.
he's behind everything. Trust me. And yeah, that's what he want to know. And then Wildest Moments wants to know what is that next big thing you are working towards that you feel like you would like to accomplish?
Mm, I want to get a contract with a big organization.
Great. Mm-hmm.
That was easy.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
was
Oh,
easy.
and Anissa doesn't play games. And this is great. She's like, I'm just gonna tell you. I like that about her. She just comes straight forward and she tells you what she's thinking. I think that's great. In big organizations, I want to say it again. Stop tripping. Call Anissa. I got you, Anissa. I got
Call
you,
her
Anissa.
now. Call her
Call
now.
her. She's excellent at what she does. She's great at what she does. She's amazing at this. She's a great interview. She has a great personality. You should call her because
Thank
I
you.
personally, Anissa, I want to say this, and I just don't say this. Coach will tell you. I just don't say this to everybody we interview. I think you have a great future in this. I think you have the whole package going. I think you have a great future in this, and you're going to do big things. And you're going to get some of that money too.
Thank you.
You're going to get
Yeah,
some of that money. That's
of
right.
course. And I wanna earn some money with
Scott
fighting. Of
Scott
course.
Coker. Scott Coker, come on.
I'm telling you,
Bellator, open them pockets up, Scott.
we got to. We have
I
to.
know you watch these videos, Scott. I know you do. You sipping on your coffee right now, Scott.
Get him,
Let's go.
coach. Get him,
Let's go,
coach.
man.
Get him.
I know you sneak watch my videos, man, because you kind of mentioned something, Scott. Yeah,
Get
you
him,
better call
coach.
him right now. You don't call him, man. I'm gonna come over there. Okay. OG Nakmeezy, he said, and he talked about Mike. Now, Mike, I definitely one of these days I want to talk to this guy because OG said Mike used to pick him up from school when he first moved to Holland. That's a guy after my own heart. Okay, and Mike is somebody I relate to because I pick up a lot of kids. So, okay, so you said everything about Mike. Like, could you tell me again about why Mike is just great?
Okay. He's yeah, he's always there for everybody, and he wants to help everybody. And yeah, he's a family guy. He loves to make jokes, which makes it more better to come at the gym and not so serious all the time. Because sometimes, yeah, if you're busy with, I don't, for example, with training, sometimes it can be very, very serious, and then sometimes he's making jokes or something. So that's something I very appreciate it. And yeah, he's always taking care of us, very good care actually. And he's also a family man, and yeah, he's doing great. Yeah, he's very technical also. Mm, yeah,
Well, that sounds great.
that's it.
That
That's
sounds
it
like you, coach.
actually.
That's what
Oh,
coach does.
okay.
Yeah, coach does that same thing. You know, he mentors and does the thing. So that sounds
Yeah,
like
he
you. And I
told
think
me. Yeah,
that's really good. So in this, I
yeah.
heard some things that coach told me that you wanted to give us a little education on some leg kicks. Now this is what I heard.
Oh,
This is just what coach told me. Now I don't know. You know how coach
Please.
is. So what
uh,
would you like to straighten up? What was this about, coach? Coach, let's get into this school. She wants to school us on these leg kicks. I was very much
Well,
looking forward to this.
here go the thing, man. You know, and I'm always frustrated with judges, man, and especially when I cover a fight, I start screaming because they'll give a fight that just presses forward, but they're not doing anything sometimes, and but the other fighter has like kicked the legs to death. I'm like, well, do the judges even look at these leg kicks? Like what the heck's going on? So and Anissa does really good leg kicks, and so I was asking her about them because I'm like, I don't think I want to get kicked by a leg kick. I'm okay. You can punch me in the nose. I'm good with that. That's
Yeah,
fine. But
that leg kick is brutal.
yeah, so could you
yeah.
kind of educate people on these leg kicks, like how to initiate a good leg kick, how to protect your leg when you do a leg kick? Just please give us.
Sometimes it's not able to block the leg kick. So what you have to do is, uh, yeah, we train to absorb them, but you just not stay like this, like your fighting stance, and just absorb. You have to put your the front leg. You have to yeah, you have to a little bit give it a push when the kick is hitting your leg. So when like you're not 100% absorb the leg kick. So what you do is like your hip is, you're pushing your hip a little bit in front against the leg kick, and
Hmm.
then it the power of the leg kick will be not 100%.
Hmm.
So percent are absorbed. And of course, if you fast enough, you can block it, and then you block it with your shin or with a short block, which is the girl or the guy who's giving you the leg kick. If you put up your knee like very short up, then they hit you on the knee. If you Yeah, of course, if you take your leg higher, then it's gonna be on the shin. Yeah, and actually it's a little bit to train, but you cannot hit that much. So if you have 2 or 3 leg kicks, yeah, it's gonna be hurting very much.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
fourth one and the third one, yeah, it's gonna be very hard to stand on it. And then and when they gonna, yeah, at that moment when they absorb too much, you'll see they put up the leg, and then they are hurt. So or they're gonna change their fighting stance, so they're gonna put the southpaw position. So then you're on the right way.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
the only thing you have to do is finish it.
So, and one more thing, could you tell Eric and even the audience, about the time you TKO'd a person with leg kicks?
Tell me. I
Yeah.
want to hear it.
Oh yeah. I was what was it? I was like 17 or 18 years old, and I fought a very good opponent. She was very strong, and yeah, she was also a little older than me, and yeah, she was doing great. She was like okay, she was like making good combos and stuff, and but I was like the smart guy, or the smart girl, I mean.
Hmm.
um and I was like, from the first round, I was like doing combos, and after my combos, I was throwing the leg kick all the time. And then in the second round, I was like doing it again, and then halfway round two, she was not able to stand on that leg again anymore. So the only thing I have to do is like, yeah, just throw another leg kick. And I did. And then, yeah, it was like, okay, she get the 8 count. And then, yeah, after she gave up because she couldn't stand on the leg anymore. So,
That's
yeah.
awesome, and I bet that was great for you moving forward as a fighter to see that you can act how it was like a very good visual example of how you can really damage your opponent with the leg kick.
Yeah, she
You know,
said it
just
Yeah.
all sassy. She was all sassy with it too. Oh, I like that. There you go.
yeah, that's what I told
Yeah,
you.
it was all a setup in the first round actually.
Hmm.
So,
That's what I
uh,
like about Anissa. Anissa doesn't mind telling you. You heard her. She say, "I was the smart fighter." She doesn't mind telling you
I
about her
like
stuff. That's what I really, really like about this. Now, I thought I
yeah, but
heard you say,
I had to be smart at that time because I wasn't strong enough. I was
absolutely.
always fighting a full-grown woman,
Oh wow,
and
wow.
yeah, and then yeah, at the age of 18, you're not on your strongest,
Hmm. You haven't
and
developed it.
then yeah, I had to be smart, and yeah,
Do
true
you
that.
think that
that's
helped
how.
you? Do you think that helped you moving forward? I heard you just mention like at 17, 18 years old, you were fighting full grown women. Did that help you as a fighter fighting women that were already in their grown woman strength, so to say? And you did that make you a better fighter?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
It's great. That
yeah,
is really, really good.
yeah,
Now,
and
coach,
it gave me a very much experience, a lot of experience. So yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think I can see how that would really help you too, coach. I know you have a question you want to ask from someone here in the
Yes.
comment section. Go for it.
Okay. This question is from Jeannie, and this dude name. Okay, I think his name. Yeah, I keep calling him Jeannie. He said yeah, but
Yeah.
he's
Okay. Cool.
asking. I see a lot of spinning back fist in kickboxing, but not spinning
Mm-hmm.
wheel kicks. Okay, is there any particular reason why people do more spinning back fist and kickboxing, but not wheel kicks?
Mm, I don't know.
That's a good answer.
Maybe
That
they
works.
don't. Maybe they don't practice that much on
Hmm.
wheel kicks because
Hmm.
it's more like for the MMA, I think, and maybe it's not possible to do it because of the rules. Maybe I don't know actually
Okay.
because I don't see it a lot. Yeah, that's
Okay.
true. I don't see it either a lot. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna squeeze in one more,
Hmm.
and then I got a question for you, Eric. Okay, Cornelia says, what was your favorite fight where you felt that all your skill, you was hitting near 100%?
Great question, Cornelius. Great, great question.
Excellent.
Uh, the fight against Wang Kehan when I won the World Mulan title fight.
Okay. Now let's dive a little deeper into that question. This and now, like when you're a fighter, because what we want you to give us is we want you to give us that inside perspective that we don't get because we're not the actual fighter in the ring. When you're clicking on all
Mm-hmm.
cylinders, like do you is it like that night did you feel in the zone? Is it like you kind of feel like I'm in the zone? Do you realize like I have all my stuff going? I feel it as you're in there and you're clicking and you're competing on your best level. Did you know you were doing it right there? Is it something you were feeling as the fight went on?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, of
And it's
course. Yeah,
yeah.
there's always a feeling if you're gonna win or not.
Oh
That's
wow. Hmm.
but
Yeah.
it's after if you're done with the fight, then you realize it
Hmm.
actually.
Mm.
But yeah, at that fight when I fought against Wang Kehan, the Chinese girl,
Hmm.
that fight
That's the
was like, okay, I'm good here. I'm gonna do well and I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
win. So yeah.
and Eric,
But
You
she dropped her with a head kick. Eric,
no,
she dropped her with a
that's
head
one of
kick.
the fights I saw. No, I remember that fight. She was on that fight, on
Oh
like
man.
on the like. Yeah, you were really really on. And it's another thing you
yeah.
said because you're dropping all these nuggets for us in this, and sometimes I don't even know if people notice some of some of the real cool things you say. Now, as an athlete, when you said in a fight, if you feel like it's not going your way, if you feel like oh, but it's not, what do you do as a fighter personally to try to turn the momentum in your brain if the fight is not going if the girl you're fighting is better than you thought she was going to be or you feel like she has something better, what are you telling yourself, what is your corner saying to like make you feel like no, I can do it, I can go to the next level and do it? What adjustments are you making in the fight mentally?
Mm, yeah, don't give up.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good
whatever
one.
whatever
That's
whatever
important.
happens, just don't give up. And yeah, sometimes you don't hear the corner the coaching, you don't hear it anymore
Hmm.
sometimes, but sometimes you picking it up. But when we're on the losing hand, it's sometimes it's hard to listen to the coach because you're like dealing with the mental stuff,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
okay, I have to go on and I don't quit, don't give up.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's something. Sometimes it's very hard because the connection is like a little bit off,
Yeah.
um, because you're like in that, yeah, in that zone, uh, not giving up.
Hmm.
But at the same time, yeah, whatever happens, happens, and I'm still like, okay, just moving on, no matter what. Oh, because if you're a fighter, you never want to give up. That's something that's actually no option for me. So yeah.
And
I
I noticed that about your fighting style too. I noticed that you keep pressing even when it's going bad. So what you're saying actually shows up in your fighting style. You absolutely do that, even if it's not going great for you. I can tell that you never give up. You keep pressing, and I think all great fighters. That's another attribute that all great fighters have to have. Coach, let me ask this really good question. Another good one from Cornelius right here. I think this is really interesting. Also, Cornelius asked a question, and it's like at the weigh-in, how much does that? Because as sometimes as fans, as observers, we people can make a big deal about the weigh-in and the stare down between the fighters. Have you ever been
Mm-hmm.
in the weigh-in? Are you looking for fear? Do you sense that the girl is fearful? What how much do you really take from the stare down and the weigh-in with the fighter?
mm.
A lot actually, because it tells me in what stage she is. Um, and if you're doing the stare down, you can look through the eyes, and she gives you a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's great.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, she done dropped some serious nuggets.
She's dropping
Okay.
knowledge, man.
So now what I want to start asking you, I'm gonna start with the first fight, because you definitely Glory 46. That's your thing. Um, I want to ask you your first pick. Who do you have in the main event between Pereira and Marcus?
I think Marcus will win.
Now, why would you say that?
Mm, because Pereira was fighting Yusri Bagawi. He's also my teammate, and he fought against him, and he lost that fight. And I was like, okay, Yusri was very dominated the fight. Um, he didn't do much because usually was outboxing him. So I think Marcus will do damage on Pereira for sure.
Okay. Okay. So do you think he wins by KO, stoppage?
Mm, maybe because he's very good at with his knees. There's a possibility, yeah. But if not, they're gonna they're gonna fight it out in rounds.
God, oh, okay, okay. You kind of made your pick. So now, what other fights on the Glory 46 card are you really going to be tuning into, or are you interested in? Hold on,
I
he
think we
joker's
might
not.
have dropped her.
Who, me? Yeah. Oh, hey, hey,
I'm here, coach. I think we might have dropped her. I think she might have dropped right there.
Anissa, is she still there? Let me see. Uh, I see her. She. Oh yeah, man. She in the Matrix, man. She frozen. Here. Let me. You know.
Well, coach, work on that. And while you're working on that, I'll talk to our great people here. Guys, I got to
Okay.
do some feeling for coach right here. Everybody that's coming through, we're going to try to get her back up here soon. You guys are asking great questions today. Coach and I, we want to say this, like, we really appreciate you guys for coming through. It's always like a pleasure to have you guys come in and share your knowledge. I know a lot of you guys are really mental, and it's really good to get the questions that we're thinking, because I'm always trying to think, like, how can we get the questions we're thinking? I think what she said about the stare down, coach, I'll just talk about this while you work on that. Like, I think what she said about the weigh-in was great, because we always wonder as fans, as watchers, how much is actually going on. But we actually just heard a fighter say right there, we heard a fighter say flat out that they are looking for an advantage at the weigh-in, because a lot of times we, as the fighter we're going for, we want to see if they're engaged. We want to see if they're, if they won or lost the weigh-in. And I think it was really cool to hear her break it down and say that the fighters as well are actually really looking for that last bit of information on their fighters. So I think that was pretty cool. Coach, what do we is she still frozen? Do we have her here?
Yeah, I think she back. Yeah. Hey, Anissa. Anissa. Okay, crap. I thought she's back. Okay. All right. Wait a minute. I'm getting her back now. Let me see what is she saying. Uh, okay. I'm telling them resend the link. Yeah, it happens, man. Sometimes the connection, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not mine, but sometimes it throw you off. And I know mine. I think mine threw you off one time.
No, absolutely. It'll happen
Yeah.
sometime. So are we gonna just blame this on your connection, coach? What are we gonna
Yeah.
blame this on?
Oh, I'm gonna eat this one on the chin. Let's just do that. Let's blame this. And how am I gonna explain this?
How you gonna explain this?
Yeah, it's going good. Okay, I resent her the link, so she ought to be back in. So we'll kind of keep going. We'll do some of the other parts of the podcast, and
Yeah.
we
And
keep it
we are
going.
going to talk about the Cyborg and Holm thing, guys.
Yes,
We definitely going to talk about that. I know we didn't get to that in our last one, but we're going to ask her about that. We're going to ask her picks on the UFC fights coming up and who her favorite fighters are. So we're absolutely going to talk about that. So we're looking forward to getting into that one. Coach, what did you think she said? Did you think what did you think she shared? Like when she shared about the weigh-in, is that something you've always felt like you knew, that the fighters take that more serious than they say they do?
yeah, I think some fighters do, bro. I think they
Mm-hmm.
do. I think because you can stay inside a person's eyes. You can see sometimes into their soul. That's what I've
Mm-hmm.
always learned. When I used to even box,
Mm-hmm.
I used to I used to look right into their soul,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
if I can communicate to that soul and see what they're thinking, then okay, good. Then I know I either got a fight or I don't have a fight. So
That's right. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and some people you can share, and I'm gonna give you an example of people who they are masterminds at the stare down, and they can see right into you. And I'm not even a fan of this fighter, but I gotta recognize it. Conor McGregor. I
Yeah.
mean, he
Mm-hmm.
gets in these guys' head,
Mm-hmm.
he throws these guys out of whack. So now they're concentrating on what he's doing, and then
Mm-hmm.
they can't concentrate on the fight. Even uh Joanna Jędrzejczyk, man,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever seen some of her stare downs? Like she does all the little small things. Like she get right up in the person's face, and then she'll squat down up under their nose,
Yeah,
and then
she gets down low.
she
Mm-hmm.
will look right up into their eyes from a low position,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost menacing. Like this little skinny woman is doing all this stuff, but she getting inside their head. So
And it makes them feel uncomfortable. I mean, who really wants somebody looking right up their nose? Come on, man. You start wondering if you got something in your nose or not. Because,
Yeah.
like, you know, they're like, just think somebody got that. Just honestly put yourself in that position. Somebody gets right up under you and starts looking up under your nose. That's gonna make you feel really like, you know, like that's gonna make you feel uncomfortable. So I think that really works. I do think it worked against Conor. I saw him trying to do that with Floyd, like he was trying to do his antics, and Floyd just kind of stone faced him. You know, so I think it wasn't, but Conor is a great example of that, especially in his MMA fights. You can tell at the weigh-in, he has the guys he's fighting all thrown off. You know, they're just like, by the time he really does nail it at the weigh-in, and Joanna does too. I think that's great.
Yeah,
Oh,
man. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, she does. She does a good job, Joanna and Jay check with that. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah, yeah, and even Cyborg, man, Chris Cyborg, God,
Oh
dog, man.
God. Oh my God.
Yeah, man. You
Oh.
looking at her in a stare down, and you know some of these fighters they try to resist it, man. But you know, Cyborg just kind of give him a look like, okay, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to fight. So now you talked all that junk. You said you was gonna do this to me, and then
Yeah.
she stare right at him. She don't move her face. She lock her eyes on them,
Oh my
and
God.
she put him in a state of terror, man. So
Yeah, that's
and
right. That's it.
and people don't really understand that the mental warfare outside of the octagon or the ring or
Mm-hmm.
wherever it may be,
Mm-hmm.
that's important because you got to put that doubt, even if it's like 1% doubt that you want to put into them. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Then that's what you need to do. So you
Mm-hmm.
can have 1% more chance of knocking them out. And
That's
that's
right.
just the way that is. It's
Mm-hmm.
just the way that is.
You can just see him. You can see him locking up, and you know, different people handle it different ways. We was talking about Floyd. For as much as he doesn't crack people in the face real hard when he fights, in the weigh-ins, you can tell he usually gains respect from people in the weigh-in because, you know, it's just something about that stare. And I know Cyborg is. I would hate to go against her in a stare down at the weigh-in because you get just the way she's standing there. You can just see the girl she's fighting being like, "Oh man, what did I get
Yeah.
myself into right here, dude?"
Well, did you see the stare down she did with Lena Landsberg?
Oh my gosh, that was.
Man, Lena
Oh.
Landsberg, man, she looked like she's about to take a dump all over herself. And, yeah, she tried to play it off, but I said, "Nah, Lena." I said, "She got you, girl. You finna go in here and you finna get this work."
Yeah, it
And
was gonna be all bad. It was gonna
it's
be all bad right then. So
it's
that was kind of how that was gonna go. So I think we're still having trouble with the connection, right, Coach?
yeah. Well, she's I resent the link and she got my message, so she should be coming back in. Let's see. Let me see. I think maybe it wasn't my connection. Nah, I'm gonna just blame myself anyway because I can. Uh, wait a minute. Let me see. Let me ask. Let me see. I'm checking it out. But y'all, you know, I appreciate all y'all coming in, guys. Like, trust me, it's you know, guys, we trying to do some things, man. We really trying to do some things here, and we gonna have more fighters on here. You know, Eric and I, we're gonna interview them, and you know, we're gonna, you know, definitely keep this mix in, and you know, that's just how it is. So, guys, you know, definitely we appreciate it. You know, and guys, matter of fact, while y'all thinking about it, go ahead if you haven't already subscribed. Let's get sub to Amazing Eric Sports. Okay, let's get that. And
Come on
maybe
over,
Eric,
guys.
yeah, you
Come on over, guys.
put the link out there in the thing. But let's get him going because we got to, you know, we got to jumpstart everything, get this thing rolling, y'all. You know.
Yeah, come on through, guys. It's amazing with an E instead of amazing with an A. It's amazing, EMAZING, amazing Eric Sports. Just come through and subscribe. We do boxing and MMA, and like you said, you know, brand new channel, but we're trying to grow. We're gonna absolutely keep growing this podcast and getting these fighters in here because you know we have a good time interviewing these fighters, and we know you guys enjoy it. So we are going to absolutely keep this going and keep this whole thing growing and going on.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see if we can.
Yeah. I sent reset the link again, and we are going. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. We'll try one more time. We'll try
Thank you,
one more
Lala.
time.
I appreciate that, Lala. Lala just gave me a little compliment. Thank you so much. It's so very appreciated.
Hello. You better. Lala, you know, hey, Lala better know her level. I'm just playing. You know, because I'll be a wet frog on a lily pad on a hot summer day. Nah, Eric is the best. He's the best on YouTube. So that's my opinion. You know.
And I
Um,
appreciate that, guys.
okay, well then let's do this. Let's go ahead and we'll get into. Let's just go to Cyborg versus Holm.
Thank you,
Um,
Benji. My man Benji. Thank you.
and
Props,
then
bro. Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
yeah. So we'll go into Cyborg versus Holm, and then we'll wait for Anissa to come back. I think she is gonna come back. Let me see. Oh, okay. So Anissa just said her phone was weird. So that probably I'm translating. Maybe her battery was down. It was doing something weird. So okay. She said she's coming back in 10 minutes. Okay, so she said don't. She said nobody leave. She said don't you leave. Don't you leave, Lala.
Yeah. Don't leave,
Okay,
Lala. Lala just gave you props too, coach. She said you too, coach. So Lala showing you that love now. She's spreading it around.
You know, y'all get out there. Go tell some of your friends. You know, go tell some of your friends that's got that bacon, egg, and unhealthy cheese sandwich, and tell them to put that sandwich down and come on into this thing. We got a world champion. We got a world champion, Kunlan Kickboxing champion, right here on the channel. And Eric, we got Eric, EMAZING Eric, the best moderator on YouTube. Y'all, come on. How can you not explain being here right now?
How you gonna explain this, man? How you... Good looking out, Cornelius. I just saw my man Cornelius subscribe to the channel. Good looking out, bro. I really appreciate that, man. We're trying to do it big over here. And what we're gonna do, folks, let me tell them this, coach. See, because coach might not want you guys to share this. Coach, I'm gonna give them a little secret. The coach and Eric chat that we're building up, we're getting ready to keep making it bigger. We're gonna bring in bigger, better graphics for you guys, effects. We're gonna improve the stuff with the camera. So this, coach, I'm just gonna go ahead and give them a secret now. We're getting ready to blow this thing up. We're getting ready to really push this thing and make it bigger and better for you guys, because we want you guys to always have that. And also, we want to start kind of taking requests, like maybe if it's certain people that you might want to hear about and see if we can get an interview with. Can always get it done, but if we can, drop us a line. Let us know who you want to hear from. Let us know what you want them to ask. We want to take care of you guys and bring you the best content.
And no worries. I will go behind the scenes, and Eric will prepare the content, and I'll go behind the scenes, talk to the manager. We're a team, baby. We're a team.
That's right, man.
We're a team. We like Batman and Robin.
That's right. Oh, Lala came through. Oh, Lala, thank you. I appreciate it. Somebody said, get the pork off your fork. Okay, they went deep. All right, Leon. Okay, so. Coach, what do you think? Let's go ahead and chop it up a little bit, and we want to ask Anissa about this when she comes in. Cyborg Holm thing, Coach. Why don't you tell us where it is now? I know you are really keeping this. You're keeping your finger on the pulse of this. Let everybody know where this stands right now. What's going on?
Yeah. First of all, Chris Cyborg, please. You're going to be interviewing with me and Eric soon. So you better get your microphone ready, okay?
That's right.
And that's just the way that is. But listen, what happens here with this Chris and Cyborg Holm thing? Holly Holm, we can't say that Holm is technically ducking Cyborg. We can't say that because Chris Cyborg said that she was unhappy with the offer, that they initially gave her. So that means that Holly Holm is on board with this fight. The thing is, though, Chris Cyborg said that the fight is probably going to be off, but that's partly true, but not true, because the UFC, Dana White and Whisker Biscuit Ballhead Dana, they're trying to make they're trying to figure out how to renegotiate with Chris, but it's really simple. The girl want more money. Chris Cyborg knows that this fight is worth a lot of money. She knows that this fight is big and it's going to be huge. And what Chris Cyborg would ask for, I don't even think Chris is actually going to be upset if she made less than Holly, but she don't want to make less than what she made in the Evanger fight. So the UFC, they're trying to figure out what to do, but it's really common sense, because let's talk about, let me tell you about the financial part of it. Okay. So let's look at what it take to put on an event. Okay. You got to pay the venue, you pay them, you pay the people that's, putting together the arena, that's got everything. You got to pay those people. You got to pay those people that do the electronics. So you got to pay all of those people. Okay. Then you take in some money, you take in the gate, you take in the pay-per-view revenue, you get the sponsorship money, you get all of that stuff in. And so by the time that they, really break even or get all that money in, what they would pay Chris and what they would pay Holly, that won't even touch the tip of the iceberg of what they can make, of what the UFC will end up profiting on this whole thing. So Cyborg knows her worth, okay? They could pay Chris and Holly $1 million each. They can pay them $1 million each. And the UFC, they're going to make plenty of money off of UFC 219 because it's a big event. So Chris isn't stupid, in the days of her just taking the fights because, she wants to, just fight for a legacy. She does, but it's like, okay, she got bills to pay. She just got that house, she just got what, $200,000 from fighting Evanger, but that's not $200,000. That's about $95,000 when she pay all the people and the overhead that she got for camp. So 95 grand, you in California, that's gonna go quick, okay?
Hey,
That's
I'm,
gonna
I'm a living witness to that. It will go quick out
so
here. That's how it is out here.
so Cyborg, she's looking, and I'm gonna tell you this in the ballpark, okay? Between 400,000 and up. Okay, that's her ballpark. And she'll be
Mm,
ready to play. You know, Holly Holm, I told y'all, Holly Holm is not gonna accept a fight for less than 500,000 because Holly even said it that if the circumstances are right, well, what circumstances is Holly talking about? Well, she definitely not talking about the weight because Cyborg is a champion and Chris ain't coming down. The only circumstance that's left is the money circumstance, and Holly not gonna do this for 100,000, 200,000. Holly Holm wants an excess of 500,000 or more to do this fight, and she ain't gonna budge off that because she took $500,000 to fight Misha Tate. She took that
mhm.
money, and you know she's not gonna accept less to fight Chris Cyborg than Misha Tate. So that's proof, okay? That's just how it is.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that
and
makes sense too.
so and the whole deal of it is, man, they thought that they could undercut Chris Cyborg. They thought Chris Cyborg was just going to be an idiot and take that offer and say,
Hmm.
well, okay, well, you're just lucky to be it. No, that's not it. They thought Chris would just take the offer because Chris wanted to fight badly. More than they
Hmm.
wanted to promote this fight, Chris was doing really Chris Cyborg promoted this fight.
She
If you
is.
really
She is the main promotion for this fight.
because she's been hunting Holly down. She's been, she's basically been, hey, you can call it trolling or just calling out, ethering Holly. Every
Hmm.
chance she gets, she putting up videos, tweets. Look, let's go, let's get this done.
Hmm.
So the UFC in their mind, okay, well, we'll just kind of pay Cyborg a six-figure income. That's all we'll pay her, and
Hmm.
Chris will be happy because Chris just wants to fight. But no, man,
Hmm.
no, she getting smarter, man. She not
Hmm.
stupid no more. She want that money. She got bills. Chris Cyborg is hustling on the side. She doing fitness classes. She giving people lessons. I mean, because she
Hmm.
was even giving Paige Van Zant lessons. I'm like, look, if that's good and a Paige got that paper, that's
Yeah,
what you do.
that's
Why
right.
Chris Cyborg? Why is Chris helping Paige? Chris Cyborg got bills to pay, and that's the whole
That's right.
reality of
Hmm.
this situation, Eric. That's what's going on.
That's right. And I think too many times, coach, like we always forget, and we've talked about this plenty of times here on the show. It makes sense for these fighters. I think sometimes we shine this negative light on the fighter when they're trying to get their money. We make them like they're all about the money, but in life, everything we're doing, when we leave, we're all trying to make money. We're all trying to make money. And actually, I don't know about you, coach, but in the case of the Chris Cyborg versus Holly Holm fight, I see both of these ladies' point of view in this. I
Mm.
see why Holly definitely wants to get paid for this fight. I mean, come on, man. I see why she's like, break me off. If I'm gonna fight Chris Cyborg, you gotta really, really give me the right kind of paper. And of course, you know how I feel about the Cyborg thing. I feel like she's been there working and deserves that payday. So I actually see both of them going into this fight for two different reasons, obviously. But I see both of their I see the line of logic that they're both using, and I understand it because they both, for two various reasons, deserve and want to get paid for this fight. So I think it'll be a big event. Do you think it would headline the event, right, coach? You think it'll be the headliner?
Yeah, it'll be a headline, or it'll either be headline or co-main event. But either
Hmm.
way, if it's co-main event, that's still good because people are going to be tuned into the co-main event as well. So
Hmm.
it's pretty much going to be. But we know that those people, they're going to be there to see Chris Cyborg, fight
Hmm.
home. That's what they're going to see because
Yeah.
what the UFC is going to do, they're going to bill us as David and Goliath. That's how they're going to do it.
Hmm.
Like this is the girl that knocked out Ronda Rousey. This is the
Yeah.
woman who stopped the unstoppable Ronda Rousey. So
They're
now
still gonna pull from that. That's right. They're gonna
they,
still pull that.
they're gonna play that. They're gonna play the clips of Ronda getting head kicked. I'm telling you,
Hmm.
they're gonna sell this fight until they can't sell it no more. This
Hmm.
thing will probably go over 1 million pay-per-views. Okay, I mean easily 1 million, and that's how they're gonna sell it. And see, and to be honest with y'all, and I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. People saying, "Well, Holly got a chance in this fight." I mean, maybe there's always a chance. Okay, a
Yeah,
small
it's a
chance.
fight. It's a fight,
Her
so it's a chance.
her chances, they're very very small. So would Chris pick up on the fact that okay, I can actually go in here and destroy Holly, or Chris would probably carry her for a couple of rounds. I mean, and I'm just saying that's what she would do because if you're trying to tell me, if you want to, people want to debate like technically who could win a fight, I'm sorry, it's just I got Chris Cyborg, and I'll tell you, I'm biased. I'm very very biased. Okay, I'm extremely biased, but the thing of it is, I have to be balanced, and I would tell you if I thought a fighter could beat another fighter, even like I don't like Joanna Jacek, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. Listen, I don't think there's anybody right now presently in the strawweight division that can defeat her. That's just my opinion. Okay. So we got to come at me a different way than I'm just a Cyborg fan. I think Cyborg isn't going there. I think she's going to feel Holly out for a round. And then I think she's going to go in there and do what she does. She's going to do her like she did Gina Carano. Gina Carano was a very good striker, extremely good
striker, very good.
And Cyborg ate Gina Carano's right hand, which her right hand was gold. And Cyborg ate it, kept coming, and she beat the hell out of Gina Carano. And I'm sorry, she's going to do it to Holly.
I think that ended the fight too. I think when she started eating, I think when Gina was landing that right hand that she knew was stopping or at least discouraging other fighters, and she hit Cyborg a few times. That's what people forget about that fight. Gina did land like early, but when Cyborg walked through it, I think that just broke Gina to a point to where it would, it effectively ended the fight. The ending happened actually before it happened, if you feel where I'm going with that. Like the ending had already happened when Cyborg was able to take that shot. Now, Coach, do you think would it behoove Cyborg to actually, because I know Cyborg is not looking to just retire on this fight. Do you think it would be good for Cyborg to just come in and just, because I know you said you feel like Cyborg's going to carry her. What if Cyborg just came in and just dominated Holly? Don't you think it would be even harder for her to get a fight after this? If she walks through.
Yeah, from a financial point, yeah, man. Because here go the reality of the situation, man. Her contract is pretty much up, okay? It's going to be up. And the fact of the matter is that when Cyborg leaves, and I'm just saying, I've been calling this out for years, for 18 months, I've been calling this, that 145-pound division is going to fill up quickly, okay? And then all of a sudden, Jermaine Durandame, they're going to resurrect. Megan Anderson is going to come back from the Walking Dead. I mean, you're going to have these fighters that come back. Julia Budd is going to, she's going to bring her ass over. And you're going to have these fighters that magically now, they show up from Bellator and Invicta, and they all want to be the 145-pound champion. And then guess what they're going to do?
What's that?
Cyborg is gone. They're going to sit there. They're going to talk a lot of junk. They're going to talk all this noise because they know Cyborg won't be able to come back to the organization, or probably won't be able to negotiate. And if she ever came back, it'll be like Megan on Ariel Helwani show. Hey, you guys want to talk to Cyborg about a possible fight? What?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, the handwriting on the wall for Chris. I think she is out of there. I think after this fight, she probably out of there. If she can get a fight with Holly, I think that's it. I think she done.
It's interesting you say that, man, because it does seem like a lot of these ladies that were competing in that division at 145, it's almost like they all have put their career on pause. You notice you mentioned like Megan, you mentioned Jermaine. It's like they're on pause, and and I'm not blaming them. It is, me. I like to give everybody their 100% fair shake. So I'm not saying this is for sure what's happening, but it is. You can look at this and you can look at it like they are actually waiting on Cyborg. Whenever Cyborg leaves, then they're gonna pop back up fighting in the UFC. So that's very interesting that you bring out that point, because it does seem like they're just waiting. It's like they're just kind of chilling. Like, let's let this Cyborg storm. It's like a storm. They're waiting out the storm. Let's let the storm blow over. And once the storm blows over, okay, we're back. We're ready to fight. And I think one of the first fights you'll probably see, Coach, you'll probably see Jermaine versus Megan Anderson. I think
if I see that fight, I'm going on a 55 video spree. And I'm telling you now, I'm gonna make everybody upset. And I'm just gonna call it, because I've been calling this thing from day one. They ducked out. They know they did. Okay, it's no excusing that. They ducked it, man.
I think they're gonna fight each other, man. I always have looked at those two. I said they're gonna come back and they're gonna fight each other.
Yeah.
And and you're gonna how many videos you say, Coach? 55 straight?
55 straight videos on the same thing. Now watch. It's gonna be a marathon. I'm gonna do everything in my power. Every chance I get, I'm gonna drop a video on the road. I'm gonna be at work dropping videos. Every chance I get. That's what's gonna happen, man.
Yeah. So yeah.
And then I'm gonna force them to come on this podcast and explain this. How you gonna explain this?
Yeah, they're gonna pop up. That division is actually, I think, is gonna get popping in the next 2 years. So if you think this might be Cyborg's last one, that could possibly be it. And I don't think, Coach, what do you think is the max that Cyborg should realistically be looking to get? I mean, what do you think is something that's like a real number for her?
I think between $300,000 to $400,000. And the reason being, now let's talk about money. As much as I hate that Holly Holm, she's gonna make more money than Chris Cyborg. It's just that's reality, because she's gonna put the asses in the seats. They're gonna come because they're gonna watch Holly, prance around. They're gonna see if she wearing the little short booty shorts. And guess what? Them guys gonna buy the beer. They gonna get drunk. They're gonna be out there, and guess what? It's gonna be a fight. They're gonna pay for that. Trust me. They coming. Holly gonna get them people there, man. Holly gonna get them on pay-per-view. Chris does have a very strong fan base, definitely in Brazil. But Holly is going to get the demographics. She gonna get them there, and that's what they do, man. That's how the UFC they pay. They're going to pay that, and you know it's just it. But $300,000 to $400,000, I think, is probably realistic. And then you know maybe give her some of the pay-per-view points. You know I think that needs to be more realistic, because Chris is not going to take $100,000 when they're going to profit what 10, 20 million, and the fighters combined. The fighters combined, they're not going to pay out $2 million. I mean, I don't think because I've actually seen some of the Reebok money, and I've seen it does depend on some of their contract. Like it depends on what they negotiated. For because it can be a fight-to-fight basis, it can be a 3-fight deal. I mean, you just have to read the contract, and I guess that's what you get. But for this fight, this seems to be a 1-fight negotiation thing that Cyborg is doing, and Cyborg want between $300,000 to $400,000. I think that puts Cyborg at ease, and she would probably get like $100,000 win bonus. Okay, all right, okay. We got Anissa back. Anissa was kidnapped.
Here she
got her
is.
hands. Anissa
I'm
was
sorry, my phone was dead, and I had to search for my charger, and
Okay, we kept it going for you though. We kept it going, and they stayed around waiting for you.
It's all love, Anissa. It's all love.
About. Okay, thank you. I apologize, but
no,
I'm back.
Don't apologize.
You can't apologize. You cannot.
Yeah. No, you don't have to worry about apologizing because you came back. So we're glad that you're back. Folks, we want to push the reset button right now. We have Anissa here with us. You guys go tell somebody, go tell a friend. We have one of the top fighters here, and we want to talk to her about some stuff. What we had started to talk about, and we want to get your thought on this too. We had started to talk about the UFC, Holly Holm, Chris Cyborg. First of all, who are your favorite? Are you a fan of or admire either one of those two fighters, or both, Holly Holm, Chris Cyborg? What do you think about those two?
Yeah, I'm a fan of both, actually.
Nothing wrong with that. Me too.
Yeah, it's hard to choose, but I think Holly will win. I don't know why. I got that feeling. I don't know why.
You hear that, Coach?
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't.
Okay. Why?
Yeah. Why?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. I'm on. I got you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I hear you.
Okay. Okay. So you got to explain that, Anissa.
Tell us, Anissa.
How you gonna explain
why?
it?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. I think Holly is a more technical fighter than Cyborg. And her boxing is better than Cyborg, I think. And she has also very good kicks with her. So, she's also a little bit taller, I think. So she has a reach advantage, which, is an advantage for Holly. A big one, I think. And, but... if it's get on the ground, the fighters get on the ground, then things gonna be very interesting. Wow. I think. Yeah.
So do you see her actually stopping Cyborg with that leg kick to the head, or do you see her winning on decision, on points?
Yeah, I think she can stop her with the kicks. Yeah, with the head kick maybe. Yeah, I think she's. Yeah,
this is interesting. We don't get a lot of people picking Holly, so that's great.
That's good.
Okay,
that's
yeah.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, I think she's very she has a potential to drop her down with the kicks. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see you saying I didn't see you saying that one, Anissa, but hey, that's and I like that. And that's an educated opinion there too. That's like, that's an educated opinion because of course, Coach, Cyborg is gonna be the overwhelming favorite going into this, and I think it's for a reason. But I think the leg kick to the head to me is Holly's, I hate to say only chance, but I think setting Cyborg up with something, walking her into that leg kick that I do think Cyborg is gonna be looking for. But I think that's her only chance. Coach, do you want to share your thoughts with this on how you think the fight's gonna play out?
Man, I think Chris Cyborg gonna destroy Holly Holm. Listen, and I'm just gonna explain why.
Fair enough.
First of
Okay.
all, I think of Chris Cyborg as a boa constrictor, you know, and I think that she's gonna slowly take the air, and there's gonna be nowhere to go, and then she's gonna close that distance very quickly. That head kick will try to come, but it just won't be there. Because, you know, I'm sitting here thinking, now, Cyborg took a couple of head kicks from Jarena JoJo Bars.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say to you.
Uh-oh. Get him, Anissa. Get him, Anissa.
Yeah.
That's why my opinion is based on that fight, because she took a lot of hits with the kicks.
But she got back up.
Jarena, yes, of course, yeah. She's a fighter. She's a very good fighter.
Cyborg got back up and still was coming forward.
Yeah.
How we gonna explain this?
Coach, it takes the right one. And my thing is, Cyborg does, you know, cut off the ring because she makes that a small space in there for her opponents. And I always felt like if Holly had a chance in this fight, I feel like Holly Holm, her best is when she is circling, moving up on her legs. She has super strong legs when she's able to move, like she did against Ronda. She's able to move. She's able to get that space. She can judge you coming in and get that timing. But I just don't know if Cyborg's going to give her that space. You know, Cyborg cuts off the octagon really well. She makes it a small space in there. She stays right in front of you. That's where I see the danger coming for Holly, is that I think Cyborg's going to stay right in front of her. But I do think if Holly can turn the corner and she can circle and she can move, I do think, I said this on a video of mine, that I think she has a chance if she can do that. But I think that's you know me, Coach. You know me, Coach. I'm always trying to, you know, I'm trying to keep it fair over here. I'm trying to keep it real.
Okay. It's a fight. It is a fight, and I'll say this: it is a fight, and so yeah, things can happen in a fight. I saw Chris Cyborg take a head kick. I saw Chris Cyborg get kneed in the face. I saw Chris Cyborg. I saw JoJo Bars get in the corner. She did a up kick. And that's one of her patented moves. She do that. She'll lure you into the corner, and then she'll throw her foot up, and then boom, kick you in the face. I saw her drop Cyborg on 3 different occasions. I saw Chris Cyborg not even stagger. I saw Chris Cyborg get back up and immediately come toward Jarena JoJo Bars. I'm sorry, and I think, me in my opinion, I think Jarena, I think she's more technical than Holly. I think she's more skilled when it comes to stand up. That's just, you know. And I don't know. She ate those for breakfast. She put salt and pepper on them and said, "Hey,
what about salsa, Coach?"
Yeah.
Wait a second. There's high level female fighters. So
go ahead.
One kick and it drops you. It never. You never back down. You get back up and just fight again. That's how it works. And all the UFC fighters, all the women UFC fighters, are like that. So it's high level, and yeah, that's what happens.
Tell him, Anissa.
So,
tell him.
Yeah,
I love this, Coach. See how she's not letting you back her off her pick, Coach. She said she picked Holly. She said she picked Holly, and that's what she's gonna stick with. You go for it, Anissa. I'm proud of you. Don't let Coach back you off.
No, I'm just saying.
You go.
I'm telling you what it's about. I mean, it's not amateur. So
that's right.
You know?
So, Coach, you don't think it's come on, Coach. Now, Coach, you know I'm always trying to get you to open up your mind, Coach. We got to stimulate your mind. Now, listen, Coach. Listen, Coach. Listen. You don't think it's a chance, Coach, that I know it's the impossible. I know that it's so far-fetched to see, but you don't think Cyborg could possibly, you think she can't be knocked out if she gets hit with the right kick at the right time?
Oh, anybody can be knocked out. You catch them in the exact location, you know, anybody can be knocked out. See, that's not the question. I see a certain hunger, okay? And I'm talking about Cyborg not just beating these girls, like she devouring them, okay? She's devouring them, she chewing them, and then she's spitting them back out. And she not just beating these girls. It's times where she could, you know, could have went for the submission, but no, she chooses to just beat it out of you like, oh, okay, you don't want no more? Okay, you still want to fight? Well, here, let me just beat you some more. Let me hammer fist you to death while you're on the ground. And let me drop a knee into your sternum. Let me do some other things to you. Like, it's a little bit menacing. And see, I don't know. You know, the stare nine is going to tell me a lot. That chance, though, is there. Holly could land a head kick and Cyborg might go to sleep. But that probability is low because I done seen her take some head kicks from the best in the game. and she wasn't
True.
asleep. I mean, she was, you know, she was on a cloud. She was on that cloud, you know, from Dragon Ball Z, and she flew back over there, got back in Urena face, and started whipping some, you know, trying to get up in there. You know, I'm just saying, I don't know. And then if Cyborg get dropped, you know, her BJJ is good. So now you're talking about somebody on their back now. You get a BJJ person on their back. That's not wrestling. You know, they dangerous. They dangerous on their back. So you know,
I think the fight is not going to the ground, but yeah,
okay.
It's
Okay.
still,
Okay,
you
I
know,
got you.
you don't know what happens. So yeah, it's still, yeah, difficult to
In other
to
words,
say
coach,
how
she's
it
saying,
yeah, sorry.
no, in other words, coach, she's trying to tell you Holly, she still think Holly's gonna win. That's right. I'm gonna say
Okay.
it for you. And this is what I think
That's
about
what
this,
I
coach.
think.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
like that. And I'm glad because that's what makes a fight. I like for
Yeah.
people to be picking on both sides. That's what makes a
Yeah.
fight. You
yeah,
have
of
people
course.
picking
Oh,
this.
Yeah,
Anissa is an
true.
OG. Anissa is an
Anissa,
OG.
Anissa, you
Anissa,
are an OG. You a
Anissa,
certified
Thank
OG.
you.
Anissa
I
OG.
appreciate this.
But
Oh
what I
no,
like about Anissa is,
man,
coach,
Anissa cool.
what I like about Anissa is that she's a nice OG. You know, she'll laugh, but she's gonna stay on her point though. She'll be like, but you're not gonna change her mind. At at the
Oh
end of
no,
that laugh, she's like, Holly's still gonna win, coach. You know, Holly's gonna win. That's how Anissa rolls.
it's okay.
I
And
like it.
I'm gonna say, I just explained this.
So Anissa, let's
Let me
do this.
tell
If we
me
no,
let me tell you this. There's a 50-50 chance.
look, she's trying to back off a little bit now. Don't back off, Anissa. Don't back off.
God
No,
bless her.
No, of course not. No, my pick is Holly.
there you go. And what you have to do in this
That
now,
is
what we're gonna do, coach, is we'll try to get in it. We need you back after the fight to talk about it in this. We're gonna get you back
Yeah,
after the
Yeah.
fight so you and coach can talk about it. But I do because coach is like, I got it. But if Holly lands that
sure.
kick, if Holly,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of this, I don't know, both of you guys, Anissa and coach, both of you tell me what you think about this. Do you guys I know, of course, Anissa thinks this, but coach, do you really think that Holly believes she can win? What do you feel like Holly's mental state is now? Do you think she's believing like I can really pull this off? I can do it.
Yeah, you know what? I think, you know, Holly's a fighter at the end of the day. And
Mm-hmm.
I think she do. Like I think every fight she go to, you know, why would she fight if she didn't think she have a, you know, a chance to win? That's not who she is. And it's not about the money
Mhm.
because she could have waited for Ronda Rousey and made about $2 to $3 million. So we know it's not about the money. So because she could have been rich, very rich a long time ago. So I think she does believe that she has a chance. I don't think though, and it's just me, my psychology, just knowing. I don't know if her team maybe has the most confidence in her, but I think Holly believes that she can go in there and she's upset minded. That's been her thing since she was boxing, you know, because she took a very brutal knockout against Sophie Mathis,
Mm-hmm.
and people was telling her, you know, well, you shouldn't fight her again, you know, don't do that. And Holly was like, no, I'm gonna fight her again. You know, we're gonna fight again. And Holly went in there and she went in there and defeated Sophie Mathis the second time. So
Mm-hmm.
she's always upset minded, and I gotta appreciate that about Holly Holm. I mean, I'll call out everything, but I appreciate the fact that she is, you know, she's upset minded. But you know, I don't know. I just see things. It's a dimension in Cyborg. It's crazy. Like what this woman thinks. You know, she come off as being real nice, and then she get into the octagon, and it's just like she turned into I don't know, man. She turned into something that's just not even human. And I'm like, what the heck, you know? You was just this nice person, and now you trying to beat the will out of somebody. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Holly believes that this is her day. And
Mm-hmm.
she always believed that, you know. Even when she lost to Misha Tate, she was winning that fight. I mean, she had it won,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
I think she
you
did
know,
too.
Misha managed to get her, but you know, she's not stepping. You know, against Jermaine Durandame, she was, you know, she was in that fight. She was in the fight. I think Jermaine still would have won anyway, but Holly landed a brutal right hand, which her right hand is there. And remember, I
Mhm.
even I even gave the breakdown. I said Holly needs to make Chris respect her power. She's got power. She got a lot of
Mhm.
power. That head kick, but her right hand, that right
Mhm.
hand is deceptively powerful. And I'm telling you, she dropped Jermaine with that right hand. She dropped Jermaine Durandame with a right hand. And I'm gonna tell you something. If she can get that thing and establish it early and make Chris respect that, the fight gonna get interesting. Now, see, I'll tell you
See,
that.
there you go. See, there you go.
There you
Anissa,
go.
you see it? Anissa,
Almost.
you're getting
We
him. You're
got
getting
him
him.
almost.
Yeah, we got
No,
him, Anissa. We
but
got him. We got him.
but see, here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. My
No, don't
thing
stop.
is, My thing is when Chris Cyborg though, when she hits Holly with one of her, now Chris Cyborg, she got power times too. So
Mm-hmm.
what is Holly gonna do if she gets hit with one, if Chris cracks her? Like, is the game plan gonna change? You know, is she gonna? Because you know, Mike Tyson used to say, everybody got a game plan till
You
they
get
get hit.
punched in the mouth. Yeah, that's
Till they
that's
get,
Yeah.
right. That's
and
true.
I think Chris gonna try to just cut that octagon off, and man, that's it.
To me, it all
She's gonna
depends.
be tired.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Who,
and it
Chris?
all
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you
I
Yeah.
don't
think
know.
Chris is gonna get tired?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, you think she's gonna
Yeah.
get tired, Anissa, from actually trying to stay in front of? You think Holly's movement is gonna wear her down? Is that what you
Yeah.
think is gonna get her tired?
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Wow, that's another good way to look at it. Now,
Mhm.
it all depends to me on what you said, Coach. Every Cyborg opponent, we see this. It's when they get hit with that first shot. You see that change in their face. You see that almost like a cloud comes over them. If
Yeah.
Holly can deal with that, and Holly is very, very tough-minded. That's one thing we know about Holly. She's a very strong-willed type of fighter. If she can deal with that, it can get interesting. If she can deal with that, maybe Anissa and I can win you over a little bit. We can bring you over to this side. We can
Uh,
bring you over to the side of the upset, Coach, because we're going
negative,
upset.
negative, negative. But
We're trying
Alyssa
to.
is, but hey, but Alyssa is an OG. She cool. I'm cool with Alyssa.
And
She good.
All right
another thing
then.
you pointed out, because most fighters have this though, because you pointed out that thing about Cyborg where she's this nice person 1 minute and then she's trying to bust you up. Actually, our guest here today is the same way. See how nice and easy going this is, but if you haven't seen Anissa fight, go look it up. She does not play games. When the
Yeah,
fight starts, so she actually has that same thing about herself. You would, looking at her fights and seeing her now, it's like these two different things. So Anissa, this brings me to a question: is that just like a switch that flips in you? Like you're yourself now, and I know both of these people are you. So is it just like
Mm-hmm.
a switch once the bell once it sounds, you just turn into a different person? How does that work?
Yeah. Um. It works like I have two different faces.
Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just like I'm a sweet person, and I'm like always happy. And when it comes to fighting, it's the other way around. So I'm turning into yeah, like a fighting machine. And I'm like, you're in my way, and I have to kick your ass. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
that's how it works.
Now, how do you pump yourself up in the back? Do you listen to music first? Like, what do you do to get in that zone to get ready to fight?
um yeah, just a little bit of meditation,
Mm-hmm.
to feel myself and to think about a fight, how
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fight. So I'm visualizing it in my head, and then yeah, and then after when I'm done, we're ready with the warming up and stuff. Then it's like, okay, there's no way back.
Yeah. No
So
way
we
back.
have to
Mm-hmm.
we have to go. It's now time to fight, and just focus. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
focusing,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, then I'm turning around like crazy maniac,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I like what you said about it being no way back, no way out of it, because I always think about, that ring walk. Once you start down there, like you said, there's no retreating then. It's on. The
Mm-hmm.
fight's about to get
It's
it
on, yeah,
cracking right now. So
yeah,
it's
right.
that moment of it being on. And I know you mentioned meditation. I was going to ask you, like your different things you do to get prepared and your different, viewpoints on that. How do you deal
Mm-hmm.
with do you ever feel, because I've heard even fighters, I've even heard fighters who fight on as big a level as Floyd Mayweather say that of course you're going to have nerves. So do you feel like those butterflies the most like right before the fight? Because once the fight starts, those pretty much go away, right? Once you start fighting,
Yeah,
the butterflies go away. How does that
yeah.
work for you?
Yes, it's the same for me. Before the fight, right before the fight. No, let me say, if I'm in the dressing room,
Mm-hmm.
warming up, I have like that butterfly feelings and then when we have to do the walkout, still a little bit of yeah, anxious. I will say
Mm-hmm.
anxious instead of nerves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then when I step in the ring, the time that I step in the ring, is all it's all gone.
Oh
And
wow.
then it's on. Then the
Mm-hmm.
fight is like very on. And then yeah, something changed. There's like a button, and I push that button, and then all of a sudden all the anxiousness and all the feelings and all the thinking is gone. And
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm.
I just do my thing.
You zone out at that moment because I know like your family's there to watch you. Do you still hear your family?
No, not really. The only person, the only people I hear. I
Like,
mean,
it's like what?
sorry, I didn't hear that.
Oh no, I thought we had dropped you again. I'm sorry. I'm so happy to hear you come back and say sorry. I'm happy to. I
Tell
thought we had dropped you again. I
yeah.
really appreciate it. Sorry, I appreciated that. Sorry, right there.
Uh,
So, yeah, what's it like? Do you still hear your family? That was my question. I don't know if it was breaking up. Do
yeah, little,
once it
yeah.
rings, do you hear people at all?
Not only my coaches and
Hmm.
some people from the audience. I sometimes I hear them scream, and
Yeah.
uh, and um, and I also hear the coaches from my opponent also.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
that is actually
Yeah.
because
That is.
you can hear if if there is still connection with between them. I mean,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna talk about one thing that I do notice about you when you're in the corner. You
Mm-hmm.
listen. You listen to your corner. Like you're really listening to them. Like you're not just like blowing them off. You know, you're actually listening. And I see a lot of fighters, they really don't listen to their corner. Like
Mm-hmm.
what? I mean, how did you really get that ingrained in your head that look, my corner, they're there to protect me. I need to listen to them. And what are your thoughts of people who who don't listen to their corner?
Mm, maybe that's something some quality I have too as an athlete. I'm very good coachable,
Hmm.
which it means also during a fight I'm also very good coachable. So I think it's a quality I just build up by myself. Maybe something I had already natural. Um, yeah, and that's what a good athlete needs also. Yeah,
Yes.
you have to be coachable, otherwise yeah, maybe it's hard to reach it up, I think. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think it's very important that you listen to your coaches during your fights, because they see more than you at the moment, because they look from another point of view. Yeah, so that's something I will say to all the fighters, they have to do. Yeah, they have to
Yeah.
listen always, but sometimes it's hard because in the heat of the moment it's hard sometimes to do what they say. But at the same time, you have to do what your mind is bringing you. So you can do it, or you can choose not to do. But I choose always to listen up to my coaches. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, you do. I mean, yeah, I mean, you actually do a good job with that because I won't say the fighter's name, but I've seen fighters get knocked out because
Mhm.
their corners, they're actually telling you, look, you need to do this, and the fighter,
Mhm.
they just go out and do the opposite. And I've seen some females get knocked out cold, and
Hmm.
that listening to your corner. But
Mhm.
let me ask you this, okay? And I'm gonna OG Nakmeezy, he wants to know, have you ever fought anybody from Rotterdam?
Anybody from Rotterdam? Yeah.
Rotterdam. Okay.
Yes. Why?
Because he lives in Rotterdam, and so he's
Oh,
trying to
okay.
establish a connection between Rotterdam
Okay.
and yourself. So I mean, that's how I'm going to explain this.
Okay.
That's your best.
Okay. Yeah, I fought someone from Rotterdam. Yeah.
Okay. Who?
Yes.
Again.
Again? Yeah, I fought someone from Rotterdam. That's true. Correct.
Again, Anissa does not play games, y'all. You ask
Yeah.
her the question. She said, "Yes, why? Like,
Yeah.
why you asking me that, bro?" So I
Yeah.
like it about that. No, so
I love it.
I
I
told you
love it.
she does
I
not
love
play
it.
games, y'all. Don't let the smile fool you. She ain't playing no games in here.
Yeah.
So
Tell
Never.
me.
I
Yeah.
was
She ain't
gonna
playing no games.
I was gonna say, Coach, one thing that if you hear in Anissa to where I think will give her longevity in the sport, where she will be um, around for a while is that if you listen to, I love to listen to fighters break down how they think. I think one thing she said that jumped out at me is that she actually hears her opponent's corner speaking
Yeah.
to. This is a fighter who is mentally engaged. I love when fighters are not just in there just acting on instincts, because those are the fighters that you see people like Anissa be able to outthink and, you know, outmaneuver in the ring. I think it's really good, Anissa, that you mentioned all the different things you noticed during the match, because that shows, and like Coach just mentioned, how you're focusing on your corner. That shows that your mind is still in the fight. And how important is it for fighters to actually do that, to think during the fight, not just to be in there acting on instinct, but to actually take time and try to observe and think about what's going on during the fight?
It's very important, because if your plan A doesn't work, you have to switch. You have to switch like immediately. Otherwise, you're gonna lose the fight. So it's very important to do it and to be focused on what you're planning to do. But if it doesn't work, you have to switch up to another game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Coach, how important do you think a plan B is, Coach? Like, you know, we talk about that when we talk about how important do you think, I know you've done some coaching too, how important do you think it's for a fighter to actually be able to go to a plan B? Like, how important is that in your eyes?
Yeah, that's the way you prevent yourself from getting knocked out. You know, and that's you know, and yeah, you just gotta have that plan B, because you know, you got to give your opponent something to look at, you know, something else besides the same thing, because your opponent can figure you out. They can get your rhythm. They can figure out, you know, what you're going to do. You know, they can actually start timing you. And when your opponent start timing you, that's the beginning of the end, because they're going to counterpunch you to death, and they're going to set you up with one of those Anissa Haddaoui head kicks. And,
you
know,
don't want that.
Yeah. And that head kick will put you on the ground and, you know, you be, you know, spitting out the side of your mouth by the end of the fight. So, yeah, you got to have plan Bs, because if Anissa's kicking you in your head, boy, you gotta do something else to take away them head kicks.
Listen, if you catch that Anissa Haddaoui head kick just right, something might run out of your ear. That's how hard that head kick is. You might not have anything coming out of your mouth. That stuff might just start running out of your ear, because that head kick is really, really nasty. I was watching that last night, so yeah, that's a big deal. You got that one really going on.
But one thing I noticed, Anissa, you use your push kick a lot too. I noticed that. So what does the push kick do, you know, for you? Because I know some people get confused on that.
It's pushing all the air out of you, and also it makes sure the opponents you get the distance, so you can keep her on distance. But maybe you can also kick her out of balance. So yeah, there's three things you can do. And I think the first one is the most important thing.
I think the push kick, to me, the push kick in kickboxing or even in the MMA is, to me, a lot like the jab to the body in boxing. You see fighters like Floyd. Well, what I mean by that, hold on, let me tell you why. You haven't even you just said no.
Sorry.
You're like, y'all hear Anissa's. See, I'm Anissa's biggest fan. You see how she did me? Y'all see how Anissa just did me?
Let's try to get Eric on this side of Anissa. Let's try to get him. Because you done messed up now, Eric.
You see that? Me and Anissa have been cool the whole time, but let me explain to you why I mean that. Yeah. What I mean by that is the jab to the body in boxing. The first thing is it is meant to take air from the fighter. You hear Andre Ward and Floyd Mayweather, they say when they hit you with that jab, they hit you in that jab in the body, it's stealing some air. It's stealing some air. It's taking some air. That is similar to what you just said about the head kick. I mean, about the push kick, right? See?
Okay,
See?
yeah. Okay,
you didn't hear me out.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was too fast for you. Okay.
That's okay. It's all good.
All right.
It's all love. It's all love.
You know, well, you know, Ness, I try to tell Eric a lot, you know, I try to tell Eric, you know, just articulate well, don't be hard-headed. And, you know, I just tell him that's just how it is. And right now he's not listening. He's just not listening. God bless him.
Well, see, I thought we was cool, Coach. I thought it was me and Anissa and we was going at you, but she just flipped the script. Now y'all coming to me. So
that's because
I went to plan B.
Yeah, that's right. He just used the plan B. That's right.
That's because Anissa Haddaoui is unbiased, Eric. Come on now. You need to stop. Stop these games, sir. Stop it, please.
Don't play games.
That's right. Stop playing games. Tell me. You can even tell me in this. No, but I just think it's that.
I love
also keeps that distance. It disrupts timing. I think they do they're not the exact same, but they accomplish similar things in their sport. They disrupt your time and they gauge distance, and they steal that air. And that air is like, if you can keep hitting them and taking that air from them, that helps later in the fight. And my man OG agrees with me. I see you, OG. He said Eric is 100% correct. See, every time a listener says Eric is 100% correct, I want to point it out. Say it, OG.
I've even seen some people go down with them push kicks, man. Like they fall. But you know, I noticed that the referee, they don't count those push kicks. Like if you push kick somebody down, they don't count it as a knockdown.
No.
They do,
but it's fine. It's like if you're kicking somebody, then you get points also if they're hitting your opponent. So yeah.
Well, we just need to go talk to the judges about those low leg kicks, and I think we'll be fine. Okay, because you know, judges, you know, I don't know, I don't know if they're watching those leg kicks.
Yeah, they do.
They do watch them,
but not always. That's what you said, Shelton, Coach. Coach Shelton. That's what you said.
She said it.
She's picking on me. That's okay. I like it. I like it.
And we also want to point out another, Anissa, we just want to point out, we had one of the listeners, OG just came through and said, you are the best guest we've had here so far. So we want to say,
thank you.
Yeah, so you get major props
this.
over here. Yeah, no, you're really good.
Cool.
Yeah. So you
you
had a question. We had a question over here, and this interesting. What's coming up next for you? Or you have something scheduled? Are you looking at a fight? What's your next move here?
I'm gonna fight in December.
Okay.
And this fight will be here in the Netherlands, but there's no opponent yet. But when there is an opponent for me, I will let you know everything.
All right.
Because it's like I can't tell anything yet, so that's why.
Oh, we ain't gonna try to get that out you. We just want you to come on and let's talk it up.
Yeah. Now, Anissa, did we get you to say that you're gonna come back when you fight and join us again?
Yeah, of course.
All right, that's what I wanted to hear.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say to you. So.
Oh, really?
We were on the same level.
Same level. See, Coach, we're all three seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
And see, in America, we say we're on the same page. So I got you. See, I'm teaching you some English at the same time, but you already know quite a bit anyway. So I'm just kidding.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. No, you have to correct me if I'm wrong. So.
Well, I would say
because you will correct me, and I love
exactly
it.
Right.
Thank you.
That's exactly right. Cause I would say Anissa correct me too, but we already know Anissa will correct me in a second. So that's already been established. We already have that understanding. She will get it straight, so that's all good.
Oh, Eric, you're a Cyborg hater. Just I can't take you seriously, sir.
Eric,
I cannot.
You're a Cyborg hater?
No, not at all. Go look at my videos. I show
these are lies. These are lies.
Okay.
I show so much love to Cyborg, but I just
always lying.
What? She's trying to show that other talent now. Come on, Anissa. Hey, you know what? Yeah, wait. Leave that to the next interview. That's Anissa's next interview. Yeah. We're gonna sing. We'll learn the song and sing it together.
I'm gonna get her to play. I'm gonna get her to play Name That Boxer. That's what I'm gonna get. No.
I'm always singing on my channel, so you know we love to sing, so we can do that.
Sing and rap. I know, rapping and singing. That's what we do.
We do all that. Now, the reason I appreciate it is because I think Holly does have a chance. Like people are saying, I'm not necessarily going as far as Anissa to pick Holly, but see, there he is. You hear him, Anissa? You hear him? You hear him? He doesn't want to hear it. Coach and I talk about this off camera all the time. I'm always trying to tell him Holly has a chance. See, he calls me a hater.
Oh my god. Okay, next topic.
Yeah, next topic. Yeah, let's do that. We'll leave it alone. We'll leave it alone since you want to get it. Yeah. So you say that is we'll move on to the next one. And this one we'll kind of wrap it because we don't want to keep you all day. We appreciate your time and we know you're busy. I have one or two, actually, this is a kind of a two question. Now we've had a few people ask about you, and I know you, because if you don't want to answer this, you don't have to. I know you won't if you don't want to. But we had a few people ask about your descent, like your background, like I know you're in the Netherlands now, like are you born and raised there? Like people want to know like your background, how you basically got there. Is that okay to ask?
Yeah, but what do you mean how I got there?
Like were you born there or like where do you Okay, so
Yeah,
you're
I've born and raised here in the Netherlands. Yes.
okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And the last thing, that's for the people because I've heard a few people. See, guys, I ask you. See, that's for our listeners. Where's she from?
Okay.
How they wanted to know that. The last thing
Okay.
is, what is like a day in because I know you're a 24-hour fighter. You do this every day. This is what you do. So, what is
Mm-hmm.
like a day consist of for you? How much time are you waking up early every morning to train? Like, what is like a normal day in the life of Anissa Haddaoui? What happens?
Yeah, I'm waking up at 6, and then I'm gonna take a shower.
Okay, got to do that.
Please do that.
Yeah, please. Then I'm having breakfast, doing a little bit warm up before training. Then I'm going to train, do some technique, um, boxing drills, kickboxing drills, and I'm doing it for 2 hours in the morning.
Okay.
And then
Hmm.
in the evening, I do kickboxing and sparring.
Hmm.
Also, pet training. Yeah, and that costs 2 hours again. So I'm busy. I'm training 4 hours a day,
Hmm.
and sometimes more, sometimes less. But I do also strength training and conditioning. So yeah, that's kind of a
Okay, so
one day. Yeah.
what kind of like do your coaches let you use free weights? And the reason why I ask them because I'm a strength trainer. So do they let you use free weights or do you use like machines?
Yeah, both,
Uh,
actually, but it depends what kind of strength training I do, because sometimes it's not very. If we have short time before a fight, then it's not very logical to do only pure strength. So we do
mhm.
it like with less weight and more reps. So to do it on speed. So yeah, that depends how much time I have before a fight.
Do you do things like do you do squats? Do you do like hang cleans? Like do you
Yeah,
do?
I do, and bench press.
Oh,
Um,
Okay.
hey,
yeah.
so what's your bench press max? Max, I'm
Uh,
curious.
wait a second. I did 48. I think
Oh, okay, yeah,
that's my max. Yeah,
that's pretty
something
good.
like that. Yeah,
Hmm.
something like that.
That's your
But
deadlift max.
what's that? Sorry. Excuse me.
Wait a minute, y'all still there?
Now you came back, coach. You left for a little while, but you came back. I think he asked about the. Yeah, I got scared too in this. I was like, Coach just left. That means everybody's leaving. It's shut down. Go
No,
ahead, coach.
no.
Try it again.
Coach,
Try it again, coach. We
what
didn't
were
hear
you
the question,
reaction?
coach. Try it again.
Yeah.
Hello? Wait a minute. I feel like
Coach, I think you asked
yeah,
her deadlift. I can hear
yeah,
you. Can you hear me?
yeah. Okay, yeah, I
All
can.
right. Can
Hey,
you
so
hear
what's
me?
your deadlift max? Like,
My deadlift max?
yeah.
I don't know actually.
Mhm.
I have to figure it out tomorrow. Actually, I'm gonna
Okay.
do my one rep max tomorrow.
All right.
So I will let you know then.
Oh,
Yeah,
What
more for the
time?
next interview.
you know I'm gonna want to know. I'm gonna want to know because that boy,
Yeah,
I get into
of
that big
course.
time.
I wanna know too.
Oh man.
So have you always been full time, Anissa? Like, have you always been like full time, or were you? Is this a new occurrence for you? Like, or have you always been a full time fighter?
Yeah, this is actually new because before I was doing a study. I was going to school and
Hmm.
working and training, but
Hmm.
now the focus is 100% sports, which
Hmm.
yeah makes it uh, easier to get on the top very well.
Oh,
Well,
so what's
coach.
your major?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh dang, Eric, I'm sorry. I hate cutting you off because
No, 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 man. No, it's we're family. You can cut me off anytime, brother. Go ahead. Ask her
no,
what you want to
because
ask.
you always ask the question right when I need to answer the question, and then when I cut you off, the question gets cut off, and well, crap. Okay, let's keep it. I'm gonna keep it PG-13.
Yeah, keep
So
it PG-13, please.
okay, yeah, I will. Hey, So Anissa, what was your major in college? Because girl, because I'm almost thinking you can do about anything.
Yeah, I was yeah, I don't know how you say it in America
Stop saying
because
America.
it's
See how she likes to say America?
different.
Yeah, she
It's
likes to say America.
different because high school is here, also high school, but after what is it? No, what is
College?
it?
College?
Yeah, after it's college, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Yes.
college. Yeah, I did
Mm-hmm.
college too, but I did it 1.5 year, and then I decided to stop because I wanted to focus on sports. And I had my I don't know how you call it, but it's a degree to get further with your study. You
Okay.
need the
A
degree
diploma.
to,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like a
I don't know if you call it a diploma.
I
okay.
complete your sentences. That's good. That's chemistry.
Okay,
I,
yeah,
I,
okay,
I complete you.
I think that's what
okay.
we call it here in America, as you say. And you guys should have heard Anissa before we came on the air live giving us her whole. I won't tell them Anissa. That's okay. We'll keep that off air. Giving us her whole America thing. But
Yeah.
speaking of America, this is what I want to say. Speaking of America, I think everybody's listening. What happens with these streams is we record them now, especially early in the morning like this. There'll be so many
Mm-hmm.
more hundreds of people will come listen to this today, tomorrow. So whoever's listening to this,
Okay.
everybody, let's build. I think Anissa, coach, and I know you agree with this. I think you would be a hit here in good old America. I think the American
America.
public will really, really like you. You know, your personality and everything you bring to the table. I really think you would be really, really good. So we have to do what it is, coach. I need you to holler at the Bellator. I need you to holler at Scott one more time before we close this.
Oh,
I need
Scott
you.
Cole.
Yeah, say something else to him, man. Say something else to him before we close it.
Oh, I can call him up on the phone.
I need you to say it on his chat so he can hear it on his chat. Say it
Oh,
now. Talk to
okay.
him.
No, I thought you were serious. Cause I call him up right now.
We gonna
I,
do
I,
that too.
okay, okay. I'm gonna get his. Hey, I can get his phone number. That's easy. That's
We
easy
need to
work.
get her here. We need to
All
get her
right,
over here because it would, you know, I think she would
all
really
right,
be a hit over here in the
all right.
States.
I'm gonna do one of my famous voices. Okay.
Come
How
on,
about
coach.
this?
Give it to us.
Let me do. I'm gonna do Keith
The
Thurman. How
Bruce
about this?
Buffer one. Oh, okay.
Oh, Bruce Buffer. Bruce.
That was
Let me see
me.
if I can.
Bruce Buffer.
Dang. Oh, okay, okay. He did Bruce Buffer. God dog it.
Okay.
Okay, well, do it. Yeah, do it, Eric. Do it.
Well, it's too early in the morning over here. You got fighting. So you got to be ready for Bruce. You can't just fighting. See, I can't fighting. I can't. You gotta be in the right mind frame to get. I gotta be standing up to do fighting.
Okay.
I'm not ready. Go ahead, coach.
Okay.
You do yours.
Oh man. Oh
Do
man.
it on a coach Shelton way.
I love doing the coach's way, but I can't do it better than the coach. But I would love to ask Scott, how you gonna explain this? How are they gonna explain this?
How was Scott Coker gonna explain this? How is Scott gonna explain this?
Oh, the whisper. And see, and listen, you don't and listen, you don't know when coach goes to the whisper, it's real serious. When he goes, when he gets real serious, he'll go, how are they going to explain? When he goes to the whisper, that's real talk right there. Ain't nobody playing games anymore at that point. So I think, Scott, how you gonna explain this? You see it here, you see the personality. Even if you look in the comment section, our listeners are really engaged. They're really enjoying your interview, and I think we have to do what we can to get you over here because this is you would have a great market over here, and I'm sure they'll make. Do you look forward to that? Would you like to fight here in the States? Is that something you would like to do?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
She's
I
gonna
want to fight everywhere. I'm like a world traveler, so I don't care. I wanna go everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about, and that's what I'm talking about. She's gonna put the asses in the seat, Scott.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Scott, it's gonna happen, Scott. But you need to, come on, man. Put breakfast
Scott,
over, man. Put the
are you
coffee
listening,
down.
Scott?
See, she even got it. Are you listening? You know what? Listen, by the next time we do the interview, I have the Anissa voice down too. I'm learning it because I like to do people's voices. So,
me
okay.
too.
I'm almost there. Wait, are you listening, Scott? I'm not there yet. I'll work on it.
Oh, you get it.
Scott, are you listening? Scott? I'm getting close. I'll get it.
Almost,
Don't worry about it.
almost.
I'll get it.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm gonna do my Conor McGregor voice on you, Eric.
Get him.
Okay, do it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I got this. Watch this.
Get him.
Kiss my ass.
I just gonna start with that.
No, you have to say that what is it?
I'm gonna change his bum life. I'm gonna change your bum life.
it's too hard with Conor to keep it PG-13 because he's so R-rated. You can't do Conor if you're not gonna go all the way. So it's like you gotta go in there. So we'll be ready.
I tell you what, Eric, I give you Floyd Mayweather before we get out, man.
Come on.
I'll just take my time. I'll step into the middle of the octagon, and I will back up into the center, and money made all day.
Where are we going with the podcast? Where are we at?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. Hit it again, Anissa. They didn't hear you. I was talking over you. Give it to us again.
Say it one more time.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Oh shit!
All right, the Paulie Malignaggi. You guys know Paulie? Everybody know Paulie Malignaggi in here?
Yeah, we got Paulie.
Yeah, you know, it's fake. It's fake. It's Conor's fake. You know, he's a good fighter. But I'm saying it's Conor. It's just all, that's Paulie. That's the Paulie voice. He's always like, well, you know, Conor's a good fighter. I never said he couldn't fight. I didn't say he could fight. I just said he's a good fighter. It's just that's the Paulie little thing. And tomorrow, Ronaldo. And with the I don't even want to do it. You know, we're going too far. Let's reel it back in.
Paulie was fucked, I think.
Yeah, he was.
Really?
Go ahead.
I mean, why are you saying that? That's crazy.
Oh shit!
Go ahead, Anissa. Tell us why.
What? God, no.
Tell us why.
Oh shit!
It's true though.
What's true?
I'm speaking the truth.
Okay.
What's that?
You think Paulie was what now? I'm sorry, I didn't. Coach, say it again.
Paulie was fucked.
You think they screwed him over?
He was.
No, he was like saying that, and he thought it was like, oh shit, I'd never have to say it. Wouldn't say this. Yeah, I think because.
Do you think Conor really beat him up in sparring in this, or how do you think the sparring really went?
Who?
The Paulie Malignaggi?
Paulie got his ass whooped.
Oh,
you remember he and Conor were sparring and the footage came out? Do you think Paulie really got beat up in the sparring, Coach? That's what you think?
Yeah. Paulie got his ass whooped.
I personally think if Conor wants to come back through boxing, I think Conor should fight Paulie in a boxing match. I think if he could fight Paulie in a boxing match, I think he might have a chance. But you know, that's a whole other thing. Coaches,
don't you talk about my side piece? Don't you talk about my side piece?
You know how he is, man. Paulie's off the chain with it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was
he's retired, right?
Yeah, he's retired. Yeah,
he's retired.
Yeah, he's not gonna fight anyways.
He's trying though. He's doing everything he can to get Conor. You know, he wants that paycheck, of course, and I can't blame him for that. You know, and in this, that's another thing. And this is why you were gone. We were talking about fighters getting paid. We were talking about the Cyborg and Holly Holm.
Yeah.
We were talking about that because I know Anissa likes to talk about that money, y'all. Anissa will talk to y'all about that money, which is great. What do you think? Like, I think a lot of times fighters get criticism because people say they're trying to worry about the money and they're trying to get paid. But I mean, what you guys do for a living is such, you should worry about the money. That's my personal opinion on it. I mean, if I'm going in there to offer you guys a service, I'm entertaining you guys by putting my life at risk, basically. I deserve to get paid. That's how I feel. What do you feel about that, Anissa?
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah, they should get paid for that.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to get the biggest split? Do you think Holly deserves the biggest split or Cyborg in that fight? Who should get the most money?
Who should get the most money? Yeah, that's a very good question because I think they deserve even. Because they have they proved a lot both in the UFC. So
yeah. We tend to think Holly's going to get the bigger cut of it, but you know that's how it kind of seems like. And like Coach said, he thinks Cyborg is okay with that, but he just thinks Cyborg wants to get her number. She just wants a number that she's trying to reach. So I definitely want to see both of those ladies and all ladies get paid right. I mean, like we spoke at the beginning of the podcast, I think it's ridiculous that we even still have to have this conversation, and we're almost in 2018 now. So it's like. Yeah, we are having a conversation, so we need to keep having it. But these ladies deserve to get paid. There's no risk that a man is taking in the ring that you're not taking in the ring, Anissa. So it's like it's the same risk. So
that's the reason. That's the reason why because a couple of fighters actually reached out to me and asked me to start like really discussing their fights. And then when I started really researching that, oh wait a minute, the average woman, they don't even get paid as much as the average man. And then when you even go online, you may have certain articles about women. They'll talk about it. But then you got like your women that's up and coming, like yourself, that, you may see like a couple of articles here and there, but then that's it, So, I kind of get, because I was a boxing channel. I'm a huge boxing fan. I was like, I don't want to talk about that. But then when I really started really researching and getting into it, yeah, you know, it's not right. You know,
No,
it's not right.
it is not right. But yeah, it's very hard to change that, because the men, it's a real man sports, and there are more men fighters than women fighters. So yeah, but I think it has to be a little bit equal, and I think, yeah, the women should be get more paid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we just saw a comment popped up here about changing the culture from Benji over here. And that's part of Benji. That's part of what we're doing. And I know you agree with that, bro. I'm not saying you don't agree with that, but he's saying the women get paid appropriately before their ticket sales and their views right now. But, you know, part of what we're saying here is we need to keep promoting these ladies. We need to keep talking about them. We need to keep putting them out there. So
True. Yeah.
that's how
No, it's
you
true.
change the culture. The way the culture can be changed is if we all open, because you can't
Yes.
change any culture, whether it's women and men, whether it's race culture, whatever the situation may be. People have to be open, and they have to actually start to work toward changing the culture. And that's what we're all doing now. And like, I know you agree with that,
Yeah.
Benji, like you just said that. I know you, bro. I know you do. So that's what we're all doing now. We're all trying to change the culture because, you know, so many of you guys out here, so many of you ladies out here who could be like superstars doing this. And we just want to see you guys get what you deserve to get. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I concur with that. You know, that's what need to happen. Well, anybody else got anything else? Anissa, you wanna say some stuff? Nissy,
You want to shout out your fans or something like that?
Yeah, I want to thank them for being there for me, to support me, and keep supporting and keep following. I'm gonna bring a lot more to the table, and yeah, that's it. Actually, I'm happy that I have fans.
You do, yeah, you
trust
do.
me,
It's
you gotta
growing.
get more fans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I much appreciate it.
That's okay, because even if my following grow to, you know, me and Eric, we get a following of over what 100,000, I'm gonna still want to talk to you because it's, you know, and people in the kickboxing community, you know, because they don't get a
Yeah.
lot of love. I definitely, you know, because I cover those
Yeah,
fights, but it's, you know, you guys put on good fights, man.
It's great
yeah,
entertainment. It's
it's
so
always.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it
It's really, really
is.
entertaining.
It's
So we
Go ahead.
now
Yep.
go ahead, Anissa. Go
No,
ahead. I
no,
want
no, no.
Anissa to go.
Oh yeah,
hmm
it's always it's always fun to watch, because everyone has his own style, of course,
hmm
and but it's always like, yeah, I don't know, it's always hard fights, and it makes it very interesting,
Mm.
hmm And I want to
and
read this really
yeah,
quick, Anissa. I want Anissa to see this because this is what it's all about. We got my man Benji. He just posted a comment. He said,
yeah,
"Thanks for the interview, everyone. Nice to hear from you, Anissa. You're on my radar. He's a new fan, and see, that's what this is all about. It's all about
thank
bringing new
you,
people. Yeah, I wanted to shout him out because he said that, and he's a new
yeah, that's
fan of this,
cool,
and that's what this is
yeah,
all about: bringing people in, letting people see what you do, and everybody continue to grow together. So I really think it's great.
Yeah.
And the last thing Anissa didn't say when she was saying, "I want you to shout out everybody." When she didn't say is, and I'm not about them games. Anissa does not play games with y'all, so don't
Nah, she
forget
ain't
that
playing.
about her. She don't play games. She ain't here to play games with y'all, so she's serious. So you have to say that too. So I'll just put the ending on that. And Coach,
And guess.
from
Oh, go
Coach
ahead.
Anna, I know Coach, you feel the same way. Anissa, we really appreciate your time today. We really, really appreciate it. It meant a lot to
you're
us, you know,
welcome.
for you guys for you to come on and put on such a great show with us. And we look forward to having you back now. Don't
Yeah,
do us
because
like
Yeah,
that.
of
yeah, because I feel like
course.
talking to, you know, we a bunch of friends talking fight talk. I mean, you know, I mean, honestly, that's how it feels, you know. But
Mhm.
that's how it's supposed to feel, you know. So
Mhm. So that's really good. Okay,
we
guys.
can
Well,
do
you
this.
guys hold on to the next one. And coach, if you
And
want
hold
to
up,
take us out here, my man, to
I
land the
will.
plane for us.
But
Thank
guys,
you, Eric and
Thank
Coach.
you.
Thank you. Much appreciated for having me.
and guys,
It was
please,
fun.
and go to Anissa's website, guys.
Yeah.
And I think I can bring it up here real quick so you guys can see it. Guys, go to AnissaHaddaoui.com, and let me tell you guys, it's definitely you know, really a great website. It tells you all about Anissa, you know, what she's doing, how she's doing it, and you know, it's got even interviews, it's got, you know, media. She sells t-shirts. I mean, she's doing the whole shebang, and I messed it up. Okay, no problem, but good. You know, we can work that out. But she definitely, you know, puts a lot of time into what she does, y'all, and you know, it's no measure. So definitely, you know, go follow her, guys. You know, go to Twitter at Nissy capital N. So I wanted to show it at NISSSSSIE1. Okay, and then she's on Facebook at Anissa Haddaoui. You got to put the space in between the name now. Don't forget the space. And you're on Instagram too as well, right?
Yes, that's right.
How can
Okay.
they find you on Instagram? How can they look you up on Instagram?
Nisi with 3 S's.
Yeah, it's not
right.
And it's not the American version, okay? It's
not the
No.
American.
Okay, yeah.
Shout out to Cornelius and Nissa. There's another one. There's another one just came through and said you have a new fan in Nissa. There's another new fan. They're coming through.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, they're liking what you're doing.
And Anissa, you
I
got to remember
appreciate
that the people on the back end, they're going to see this in archive. So it's going to be hundreds of people before the day over. They're going to see it, and probably by the end of the week, it may even be over 1,000. So that's, and a lot of those people, they're going to start following you. So yes.
All right. Thank you for having me, guys.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to have you again. And,
yeah.
Yeah,
when she comes back, I'm gonna have her voice down. Thank you for. I had to practice on the Anissa voice off camera a little bit. So when we come back, I'll have it ready. So that'll be good.
He's so disrespectful. So disrespectful.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys, everybody who turned in. Coach, you want to go ahead and land the plane for us here so we can let everybody do this.
All right, guys. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison, on behalf of Anissa Haddaoui, Amazing Eric Sports. Go subscribe to Amazing Eric Sports right now, guys. We're gonna take you out. I'm done. And subscribe to the best women's MMA combat sports show platform on YouTube.
Peace out, people.
Peace.